All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's quite the morning. We got everything from like random data. You're hearing about chips, Boeing and China. We even heard a little bit of Japan and Jacksonhole. There's so many different things right now, but when it's all said and done, Boeing and China, we're waiting for more data and ultimately whatever Powell does. So there's that. There's also a kind of a going AI theme about it not being productive. We've been kind of talking about the last couple days with it, but it's getting very interesting now. So we'll see where it all leads us. I think it's going to be a nice mix of what we got yesterday. Remember, within like 30 minutes, you were down 2% on the NASDAQ. So get ready, stay locked in. We have about a minute, and we'll see if that materializes or not. You should be positioned if you were paying attention the last couple of days. But either way, you know, whatever we get tomorrow with Powell and that signal, that will be it, man. That will be it. So I hope you're ready. All right, man. So 40 seconds. Did I tell you my plays? I'm going to look at Boeing, Walmart, Cracker Barrel, Honeywell, Procter & Gamble, and Pepsi. I like the Boeing and the China stuff, but here's the problem. I don't know if you're going to get the pop by Friday. So the only problem with Boeing is the time. That's it. I don't know if I don't know which contract is optimal because we don't really know how the China thing, but the China thing is good news. So, and then we'll see what happens to Pepsi. They kind of got a little weak there, but I do like the rotation, and we'll see if, just like you saw yesterday, you know, the last couple days, as the morning has been active, it's really just been a rotation. So, yeah, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Fight. So, let's go. Auto Safety Agency is opening probe into potential delays in Tesla reporting. Yo, Elon. That was a little bit ago, actually. All right. But like I'm saying, be on the lookout for the rotation. Because right now, you don't get it. Look, everything's down the same right now. Everything is down. This is different than yesterday. Wait for the first couple of minutes. You want to see if XLP, Staples, and all that pulls apart. If it doesn't, this might be our first day where they all move together. So instead of inverse, you're getting the same correlation. Apple's not down a lot. China's going, yeah, big tech. Meta is down a little bit more. Nvidia is only down a quarter. So yeah, we could go anyway. And then Google's in the green. So whatever you're seeing now is not set in stone. It could change a lot. So be on the lookout. Yes. Where's the other one? The solar plays are moving. Interesting. It's going to be interesting what holds up here. I want to see where we're at in the next 30 minutes. Yeah, Tesla got that NTSB thing. SPY's a little lower again. The plays yesterday were nice, but remember, we started moving after like 5 minutes yesterday. So maybe we'll have an idea. There's Intel's going all over the place. That's the lowest it's been since all of this went down. K-Web on the high. Yeah, dude, even the Boeings went down. Jeez, bro. These spreads. Bob Iger, president of ESPN, going up. Trump, I had to win a war without attacking an invader's country. So there you go, your brother Trump. He's not my brother. He's not my president. Okay, calm down. My bad. All right. Yeah, Target and then Walmart. I'm mad. I thought Walmart was going to do a lot better. They didn't do too bad, but there was a little bit of soft spots. Trump on Truth Social, hard to win a war without attacking. It's like a great team in sports that has defense but is not allowed to play offense. Yeah, Wally World dying. Even the Bobos, bro. I like the Boeing. Like I'm saying, the timing is very, very difficult. And all the plays have mad spreads right now. Yeah, those won't go. Uber straight up. Hold on. I'm shopping, but I don't know. We might have to chill. Unfortunately. Uber, Boeing's going down. SPY's holding again. Half of the Mag 7 is like right on the cusp. So like Meta's down 1, but the rest of them are either like barely up or barely down. So that could dictate a lot depending on where they actually end up going. Yeah, Uber is going up. We see a lot of activity. Now Russell and Dow are the worst. So you got a little bit more tech upside. Yeah, Nvidia is starting to move. Like I said, if Apple could go up, I think your biggest drag is Meta. So nah, you're good. Yeah, they're all starting to move now. And there you go. Now Google, you got big tech in your favor for a little bit. If that holds, awesome. If not, though, that weakness could come back. But yeah, Meta's the only one out of all of those that are down. So that's good. TEM, let's see. Healthcare's coming up. Staples are down. So there you go. Right off the bat, that's because of Walmart, though. So that is a little... Dude, Eli Lilly, that thing's moving all over the place. That would have been a great pickup yesterday. Putin meets head of India Foreign Ministry. PTIX, there's Bobo. Oh, what little scammers. These are all terrible. El Mudo, welcome, brother. Pinduo Duo on the high. Do they hate me? Sweet greens, yes. Let's see, where's Intel? Intel's flushing. It's not too bad. Nvidia as well. And then SPY's technically at open. Bonds are tweaking a little bit. I'm trying to shop, but I don't really like it. XPEV, a lot of China ones, and then TJX. Actually kind of crazy. Yeah, watch if China wakes up. K-Web's up, and then Baba is getting held down a little bit. DraftKings, Pop, they're all up. China. Oil, yes. I think anything at the like solid levels with oil, just remember like 50, 60, 70, every 10 bucks kind of unlocks something or doesn't. But yeah, oil is, I think it's right below 70 or 60 or somewhere there. And then equal weight is kind of getting smashed right now. More China going up. So yeah, today's reverse rotation so far. So look, NASDAQ's about to go green, and then Russell and Dow are down, and then literally the equal weight is just getting murdered. Yeah, Boeing had China news. So again, I've been talking Boeing plays a lot. We got clapped on a lot of weekly ones, but if we also positioned with time. So yeah, but there is China news. Oh, I got some of the shitty ones came up. No fucking way. But yeah, anything short term got worked. BA Guardian, GH again. Uber's coming down. Yeah, Intel's getting watched in a weird way. I think this is the government. I think this might be the dilution in a weird way. But like I'm saying from yesterday, I don't want to play the game of muddying the waters. We just don't fucking know anything. We're waiting. BTAI. Yeah, crypto's not bad, but it's not like yesterday. And then there's Micron. Again, we talked about that one as well. Yeah, the chips aren't doing too bad, though, but it's all NVIDIA. I'm remembering NVIDIA's impact yesterday. What a day. Macron. Good guy, bro. Good guy. Not really, but yeah, the PMIs. Actually, I want the ISM. I think we get one of them, but PMI, it can move things. It's just not as important. Yes. No, I think it's next week. So we'll get it. I know some people like it. I actually heard way more people talk about the PMIs, but I'm a ISM guy. I need an ISM. Fig on the high. Yeah, Eco is getting murdered right now. So again, the rotation of yesterday just isn't there. It's reversed now. A lot of the things that got rotated this week or even like end of last week, they're now coming down while the tech gets a little bit of a bid. So we'll see if it holds up. It's still been just 10 minutes, so anything can happen. XLP, Staple. Yeah, look at Staples are down 1%. They started down 1%. Eli Lilly and VO. Caterpillar on the low. Don't forget about Walmart. That's still earning. So look, Walmart might go down. Let's see. Why won't it fill it? Okay, it filled it. Sorry, hold on. Get quiet. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. So why? It's like my toes, bro. It's got hard work and dedication, bro. I gotta fucking focus. You know what I'm saying, bro? All right. Where's your boy, the VIX? A-Lab. App on the high. All right. So, yeah, I'm pretty much balancing out staples in a weird way. So, just think about it. The whole week, or even since like last Friday, it's been all about staples. And then why? Let me put it this way. What could be causing the staples to not rotate as much today? What would be a reason? Does anybody know? Intel would be by the shares. But like I'm saying, I don't want to muddy the waters because I have a thought, but at the end of the day, we don't know. Yeah, you guys know. Walmart. So yeah, that's the whole general idea. I think Walmart could have been the trigger for that. All right, PMI data, or yeah, PMI's 53.3 versus 49.7 on the manufacturing, and then services came in slightly hotter, 55.4 versus 54.2. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of the PMI data. It's not as important. But whereas everything's been like kind of stagflation. Is there a prices metric? There should be. The bonds are getting murdered off of it. Yeah, I think it's I have to go through it, but I'm pretty sure it's the prices. Everything has been odd with that sense. That's why they were saying the what's it called data was very stagflationary. Well, that play was very timely. If you got the other one. Like I was saying, you could kind of play the rotation plus a hedge. But yeah. Nice. Gold flush. All right, you're reacting to good data, but I think the stagflationary narrative mixed in with the little AI high stakes deflation thing we've been going. That's it. You guys get what I'm saying? So all you've had was just odd data today, and I think people wanted to sell off to play high stakes regardless. Again, if you saw the puts we got, we were way ahead of this shit. So like I'm telling you though, I just think this welcome to Jacksonhole, man. So I think you're gonna move around a little bit. Now the data is a little stagflationary, but let me tell you this, man. This is why it's kind of BS and Powell really doesn't matter. Because remember, you have two sets of data before the Fed. So yes, Powell can give you a rate cut tomorrow or signal it, but it doesn't really matter what he says if you have two big sets of data that would determine it. Because look, you're reacting to data right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're getting data today that's very bad or stagflationary, and it's freaking people out. But it's not going to change the Fed's mind. The data that's going to change the Fed's mind happens literally 5 days before the Fed. So I wouldn't, you're playing high stakes, but then again, it could feel bigger than it is sometimes. All right. See, yeah, you're back up. I think bonds, but I wouldn't, just like I said, I wouldn't be so reactionary to data when there is a set of data that everyone's waiting on right ahead of the exit. Yeah, values. I think, again, there's a couple. They might be more healthcare related because healthcare is doing good, but staples aren't. And then that's the Walmart effect. All right, you're right back to open off of that. But like I'm saying, I think the data is, you're getting like strong activity, but then it just prices. That's it. All the prices metrics are a little bit wacky. And not all of them show it. Some of them, some metrics, again, Philly Fed is different than a more national metric of like ISM or PMI. So that's why I'm saying it's really lopsided. Just if you take the data over the last like month, you're just getting random pockets of, oh, that's good, or oh, that's terrible. All right, not bad. God, dude. Yeah, crypto had a good day, or yesterday was kind of the leader with NVIDIA, but that is what started all this. DFN on the high. Boeing still chilling. LMT. Intel below 23. RTX trying to move up a little bit. Again, I just saw DFN on the high. I think that one's interesting. UNH is actually the one that's down. No way. Even with healthcare. Yeah, so look at bonds are now going lower. Bonds are still in the data reaction zone. SPY's already came back up, but remember, today is deceptive in the reversal of like equal weight is down. So why is the SPY up? That could just be NVIDIA, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? So that's, take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm saying, even the data and the reaction, take it with a grain of salt. What are you really reacting to? Bow bow. Where is homeboy? Boom. Okay, 12%. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, bonds still again. Macron. All right, so I think SPY is going to be a little tricky just because of the Mag 7. Like I'm saying, you just saw that little freak out. You have things moving, but it's just not, it's not unchanged. But things are moving. Oh, Futu, I forgot we grabbed that one yesterday. Yeah, that was a 300. Those plays actually came down. So oh, no, they did not. Those are up 400%. I don't know why that lagged. I only have one of them left. I'm going to fucking ride it, man. Fuck out of here. But yeah, that was the one where you guys fucked it up. I told you I was looking, but that 400%. That one lagged, though, because we had influence, and you guys were just fucking hammered it when you weren't supposed to. But that one still worked. 400%. Again. Woo! But I only have one. It's like 20 bucks. I think that's more, right? Yeah. It's $3 to 20 bucks. Okay, bonds. I don't like that. But I don't think we're at any of the danger levels. Yeah, UNH is the weird one. Because literally healthcare is kind of better as a staple right now. Or one of those, you know, rotation stocks. But yeah, they're the one that's a little weaker. More world liberty. MB, all right, a couple more things are picking up. Bonds are just getting murdered. Check the yen, too. But yeah, like I'm saying, if the bonds do end up going to a danger zone, this isn't going to be good. And they kind of are. You still got wiggle room. Market can ignore it, but that's building up to a problem for the next 2 weeks. And then literally SPY is just moving off of Mag 7 right now. It's very easy. Because yesterday, the last couple days was all rotation. But like, look, Meta's the only one that's down. But then Nvidia might flip. But Apple, Microsoft, all right, I guess they are kind of coming down. If they go up or down, that's going to determine how we move. I think I could see it today. I think it sucks. Oh, where is it? You could ghetto spread Futu if you wanted, actually. I still like the Boeings, but they're just moving very slow. The options are not as optimal, unfortunately. Nice. All right, I ghetto spreaded the Futu. Which one was it? That was a cool play. So that play, I ghetto spreaded it, but it's funny because what am I telling you? I'm up like 500-600%, but it's a real. I only have one. I bought it for $3, literally cheaper than a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So I bought it for $3. It's worth $20 now, but what I did was I shorted the contract above for $10. So I theoretically made like 200-300%. I got $10 cash, and now my max gain on $3 is $220. Woo! So yeah, there you go. That's a ghetto spread. Fun play. The SPY looks similar to July and November. If you watch the watch list, you would be ahead. So yeah, I mean, anything could happen. I think we've called it pretty well. I have a couple of theories I've been going over. We executed very well within 1 minute yesterday, but we've been talking about this idea, and I'm not guaranteeing anything. Because I know what I'm doing. I think I've been saying it for August. We either double up or you give it back, and that's totally normal. I'm not gonna be tied to anything, and yeah, I'm glad we're making things free. But I have exposure on both ways, for the most part. Tiger, huge pop, or do you have a huge position? You retracted the message, brother, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I have your name is up. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. I expect more from you. You're a smart one. I've seen your chat facts. Come on. You would love a give back sitting on a lot of cash right now. That's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. My brother, take control. You don't need to wait for anything. You see what I'm saying? So if you have a lot of cash and your only plan is I hope there's a pullback, just diversify your way out of there, brother. Diversify your way to the kingdom. Yeah, the rate cut odds are moving. That's going to make Powell that much more interesting. Let's see. This week has been difficult. I think this month has been amazing. There's been like 4 plays that we got a week in advance, and they hit 1,000 to 5 or 9,000%. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not. This summer has been about the watch list, and it really showed. Because, like I'm saying, bro, it was Apple, then UNH, then Intel. That's 3 weeks in a row of 3,000 percenters. all 1 week in advance, aka the stream alert to the watch list. You had several days to get into the neighborhood. It wasn't quick. It wasn't fast. It wasn't scammy. It was none of that. It was just slow and just very specific catalyst that if you positioned when you should have, it rewarded you. NVIDIA back. Okay, Tesla, McDonald's, utilities on the high. And then now you got MO. MO was the one before that. And then MO, we hit another 3,000 percenter. Remember the Philip Morris idea? That's what I'm saying. That's a month. That's 4 weeks in a row of, I'm not saying 1,000, I'm talking 3,000. So it's kind of crazy, but all of them were like easy moves. I don't think they were difficult. Like the MO, Philip Morris rotation, the Apple earnings, both the run and the pre-run, all of this stuff you've been exposed to. You see what I'm saying? The Intel news, the UNH, Buffett. We had that rumor a week in advance. Whether it was fake or not, there was 3-cent plays. So, like I'm saying, it was none of it was actually like intraday craziness. It was just more positioning. And then MO's doing it again. I can't believe that's at 67. NVIDIA is flushing, so okay, maybe this goes out the window. Like I said, that yesterday was the leader. You have all the other one too, but yeah. Existing home sales, 4.0 million. Estimate was 3.9. So that came in stronger. And then leading index comes in at -1 versus -1 estimate. Like see, now you got good real estate data. Even though the other one was bad, and now people are like, oh, it's very lopsided. But then again, we've seen that during like Biden too. That's why I've been saying that. It feels kind of like the Biden data market in an odd way. Yeah, existing home sales ripped 2% versus draw of 0.2. So we'll see. SPY's tweaking out the leading index, part of the manufacturing stuff too. So you can take that as negative, but I think the home sales is decent. Still on the lower end, but it's average. I mean, all year. Like actually last August, you sold less homes. No fucking way. So not bad. Like maybe 100,000 more homes sold than last year in August. Yeah, SPY is the crazy part. It's like it looks like a small move, or you could kind of see it going down, but it's like realistically we're in the middle. And then bonds at the low. That one could get a little tricky. Maybe not today, maybe in the next couple weeks, but long story short, it's not that bond problem from the beginning of the year is not dissipated. Okay, everything's taking a candle on big tech. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, everyone but Amazon. But even then, Amazon wicked into the low. But yeah, that sucks. Today, the days with rotation I like, but today is just going to be a Mag 7-day. Watch. I bet you I could get you a checkup now. It's going to be so lopsided. It'll all just be tech. Yeah, bro. Are you ready for this? Dow Jones, 9 names in the green, 21 in the red. NASDAQ 100, you have 30 names green, bro. 70 in the red. So yeah, you're 70% red right now with the NASDAQ. It's actually matched up. SPY's catching a bid. Go look at equal weight right now. Yeah, equal weight's taking a bid now. Something's changing here on the existing home sales data. But yeah, SPY only has 182 in the red, or in the green. So yeah, you have a lot in the red, but right here, this little window, something flipped. Now you're getting equal weight waking up. Now the SPY is above the NASI, or now they're trying to fight for the lead, but that was surprising. I thought the NASI was just going to be in a world of its own. So yeah, that's good, but something. Now you're hitting an all-time high. Existing home sales leading index was not as bad as the data in the morning. So I'm saying the data in the morning, even 20 minutes ago, It got people feeling weird, and then that data was just like, oh, cool, good news. So, yeah. Hi! GE and HD on the high. I think the real estate data is kind of surprising. I mean, let me put it this way. I don't think most people remember August 2024 was Joe Biden, and that was 2 weeks before a rate cut. That's kind of crazy. So remember Jacksonhole last year? Jerome Powell signaled the rate cut at Jacksonhole. He said it's time to change. You remember that? Or a change is coming. A shift is coming. That's what he said at the last one, if you recall. So it's kind of funny because last August, you had a rate cut and Joe Biden and all of it, but you sold like what? 100,000, 200,000 more homes than last year? Or that's how much more, you have more transactions. Very interesting. I don't think people expected that. I know I didn't. We did it, y'all. UNH, again, HD, Wally World. I don't know if it makes them pump the brakes on lowering rates. I don't care about that. You know, a lot of people with real estate, like I've always told you, it's not going to change. You know, the real estate prices and how it'll play out is more tied to employment or unemployment. So the thing that that's interesting about this data and real estate and the Fed, or how I think you should be looking at it, is that if real estate isn't a problem, they can focus on inflation. Or if inflation isn't a problem, they could focus on real estate. That's how I view it. And that's how I think you should too, because it might help you. Why? Because think about it right now. Those are your two debates. Think it's either the Fed claps real estate or the Fed saves inflation, depending on what happens. So if real estate isn't that bad, it'll give them more wiggle room to handle the other problems. But if real estate is like needs attention, that's going to tie their hands for the other problems. So that's how I'm viewing it as we move forward. Not really about, real estate data making them slow or not. It's more tied to how it affects the other thing and what tools it'll leave them with. That was a nice run. Now value, staples, some of them coming down. Core weave on the high. I'm sorry, I'm trying to imitate the birds. They're very peaceful. FNV. All right, you're still going. Whatever PTIX is, I keep seeing that. High ticker's actually almost fully gassed. So yeah, now you got Microsoft. They're back to green. They're ripping through to the high. Google up 1. Big tech is now playing along a little better. Amazon's lagging. But yeah, SPY's going. Look at, there's nothing on the low ticker. There's only a couple. Very, very minimal. All since the data. Existing home sales leading index, like I'm telling you, it just was not as bad as the earlier sets of data. And now you're just doing the opposite. Not even. This is bigger than any of the other data reactions. I think you're mixing that in with the cash. I'll get back to you, man, for sure. Let's do it. Let's get some real estate, baby. Yalla. I say just remember, you could always hunt just good deals. Good deals, good deals, good deals. That's the thing. Don't ever, as long as you're not buying like overpriced, and people don't like to listen to me on this, but as long as you're not, I think you're gonna do good. And like it was, dude, there's markets. And then also too, I saw one email yesterday though, but I'm like, yo, bro, come on. So I had an agent reach out to me, And because you guys, I'll buy real estate. I'll buy anybody's portfolio. So any real estate agents out there listening, if you have a client who has more than one property and he just wants to sell them all and deal with it, I'll buy it. But if you think I'm paying full price, you are a jackass. Jackass. Yeah, bro, it's offensive. It's almost offensive. I had, and then again, it goes to show though where some people really are at in the cycle. Dude, I had somebody offer me a portfolio yesterday, and I'm like, okay, and they're like, yeah, they're not willing to go lower. So I'm like, you want me to buy 7 houses at once with 0 discount, 0 incentive, and then I go and look. I go and I put the addresses in. Bro, half of them I've been on the market for almost 300 days. I'm like, what? And I'm like, dude, this is like batshit. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm down to buy, but like, dude, if the market won't buy it, you think like you're trying to negotiate. It's like, dude, something has to give, bro. And it's just, there's still some people that are the high inventory. Some people are responding and pricing appropriately, but there is still some people who are like literally, they are just, they're in la land. Because I'm just like, yeah, bro, we can't do anything with that. What do you mean? And it sucks because I looked, he just bought the houses too. Like, again, this is why I'm saying all you guys blaming the boomers, I just don't think you have had enough real estate experience. I'm telling you, bro, in the last 12 months, I've dealt with not as many boomers, and the stubborn sellers are like, they're relatively younger people. It's people who just bought the houses in 2020 to 2022, and they think the real estate market works like that. Like, they just think that they should be getting 20% for every house that they buy in a month. And I'm like, no, dude. So it's kind of crazy, bro. Bob Iger on CNBC. Let's see. You have capital gains in the long term. You keep saying that. Give me $10,000 if you want to be unbanned, Rich Ben. Thank you. Goodbye. Next. I don't like rich people, you guys. Unless they give away things to the poor. I hate them. So I don't like rich people. I don't want to help rich people. I want to help people end poverty. So, are you going to help me end poverty, or are you just going to take it from the guys who need it? That's my question. So give me $10,000 so I could give it away. Thank you. I love you. That's all. You said it's hard trading options this month. No, it wasn't. Now you got capital. What should I do? Now you got capital for options? Go buy another house if you really got capital for gains. What are you saying, brother? I don't want to hear it. Thank you for your attention to these matters. Oh shit, what's the date today? Well, I've only banned one person today. So that's pretty good for first hour. Not bad. Not bad. Not as much opportunity today, I guess. Not as much opportunity. Yeah, bro. I think I'm done. Today, not as good, but unless these other plays materialize. Oh, did the puts go up? Or the nightly, they're there, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. I went on a rant this morning, but every day my patience for the watch list goes out the window. Because like I'm telling you guys, it's the easiest fucking thing to find and be involved in. And it's creating a very big gap between performance. So, like I'm saying, it's the people who can't find the watch list. I've noticed there's also many other things that they can't do. And then vice versa. The people who can find the watch list can also follow other instructions, I've noticed. So it's it goes both ways, man. But you guys should know, it's easy to find. Maybe it's YouTube's fault to, of how it is, but thankfully our schedule is very consistent for half a decade. So at that point, it's just, that's why I don't have any real answer for you guys anymore. Unfortunately, I wish I did, but it's just there's nothing. I don't know. Because I think we showed it like maybe 5 times yesterday too. So at that point, I just, it is what it is. More money for us, I guess. This is how that's how it's gonna play. But so make the most of it. But in whatever, the harvest is plenty, the workers are few. Okay, now let me go pee. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Code News on Twitter. Oh, buy a membership. And maybe find the watch list. Who knows? It's very hard to find.
We're excited about. We think that our fans, sports fans in particular, will be excited about it. But this is going to continue to evolve and continue to improve over time. And in fact, with the data that will be available, it will improve even more as sports fans are served what they want to watch and what they want to see the most. We do break out sports as an entity, as a company, and so we do report ESPN as its own entity, and obviously that gives people the ability to measure how we're doing in our sports business, and this obviously will be a critical part of that business. Let me also emphasize the fact that as a company, we're now agnostic when it comes to linear television and digital television, or digital content. We manage them together and holistically, and so we don't really measure them as much individually. We look at the whole, and that's what we will do here. So we will continue to obviously improve what we're offering sports fans, and obviously we believe that this will contribute nicely to ESPN's bottom line over time as engagement grows, for instance. But we don't feel that the way to measure this is immediate, nor do we feel that the way to measure this is in just subscribers.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to understand. So we're not going to get a sub number, and you feel comfortable not doing that. You think investors are going to be frustrated in trying to understand what is an incredibly important initiative for you, and perhaps not be able to measure it in the way they've become accustomed, and certainly did for example, for Netflix for 15 years until very recently?
Again, investors will be able to see how our sports business is doing, and this is an important component of it. And perhaps that will give them the ability to break out what this component is doing in terms of its impact on the total. But we believe that ESPN should be measured as a whole and not just, look, we didn't break out individual channels at ESPN, as a for instance, we never did that, and yet there were many. This is an important component of ESPN and obviously critical in terms of its future, and we think it will have a positive impact. But we're also doing this for our shareholders and also for the fans, for both. And breaking out subs to me is irrelevant.
Okay. Well, Jimmy, speaking of the fans, you've said actually the service is here to be everything to sports fans.
Yeah.
But is it enough? I mean, depending on who measures, it's either 35% or perhaps a bit higher of overall sports content. That's a big number. But, for example, the failed initiative called Venue that was going to bring together Fox and ESPN and Warner Brothers.
I know
was
the
more
interviewer
than that.
was surprised. Okay.
And that was still viewed as
Yeah,
perhaps
Bob trying to
not
get
enough.
away
So,
from subscriber numbers.
is it enough to satisfy what you just
let's
said?
look at the other metrics.
Which is everything to sports fans.
Well, look, I want to be clear, and Bob mentioned this. We're going to judge ourselves based on the totality of people subscribing to ESPN. That includes subscribers to the traditional ecosystem, so pay television, a digital MVPD. We're looking holistically, and so we still believe that there's a lot of value in that traditional ecosystem where you get so much sports content. Another thing that we've seen, David, is from our research is that sports fans, especially younger fans, they're okay with multiple apps. They're okay putting together their own bundles, if you will. And we're going to be providing the sports fan with several different options. I'd start with the Disney bundle. At $29.99, you get all of ESPN plus Disney Plus and Hulu.
For 1 year, free. Yeah.
For 1 year, exactly. We're also, we announced a bundle with NFL Plus Premium that includes Red Zone. We announced a bundle with Fox One. So the sports fan will have a variety of options and ways to put together their own bundles.
Right, and more of that to come. You know, the bundle with is this the end, or potentially will you be bundling with some of the other providers and those who own obviously the license for other sports?
Nothing to announce today, but of course, if it makes business sense for us, if we think it makes sense for the sports fan, we will have those conversations. But nothing beyond the Disney bundle, the NFL Plus Premium bundle, and the Fox bundle to announce today.
You know, but Jimmy, I'm trying to, in terms of understanding, if we're going to measure it, as Bob said, on the whole, and you've said it as well, you can't just lose people from the cable bundle who then go to the ESPN. You've got to get people who never had cable, I guess, to some extent. Is that the audience here? I know it was sort of when Venue was up, at least as a thought, that was the thought. It's going to be people who are never cord, so to speak. Is that who you're going after?
That is definitely the strategy. The marketing is focusing on people that are on the sidelines, people who have cut the cord, or people who have never subscribed in the first place. I will also tell you, and this is a really important point, we are adding value to the traditional ecosystem, the pay TV ecosystem, as a part of today's announcements. And what I mean by that is if you are a subscriber to traditional paid television, whether it's Charter or Comcast or DirecTV, you will, through authentication within the ESPN app, get access to all of our new features and functionality, which is a ton of value for the sports fan and a ton of value for our partners.
So do you have an expectation, though, that,
that
there are going to be people falling off the bundle as a result
before
of this?
anything?
Look, we don't know. Like, I don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what the impact will be. Again, just going back, our mission is to serve the sports fan. We know that the trends are they've been heading towards digital and streaming for many, many years. And Bob and I decided a couple of years ago that it's time. It's time to be present. If our mission is truly to be everywhere for the sports fan, we need to be present direct to consumer, and we decided at the same time we're not just going to flip the switch.
Right.
What I mean by that is we are not just going to make our services available direct to consumer. We're also going to significantly enhance the fan experience within our ESPN app.
Yeah, and I want to talk a bit about that. But Bob, when it comes to sort of the bundle, and we were referencing it, the 10 years ago, of course, as well. Does this quicken the pace of cord cutting overall, in your opinion?
Not necessarily, but as Jimmy said, I don't think we really know yet. But I also want to point out, as I pointed out on earnings, that we manage our television assets as one business, not as individual businesses, meaning we don't manage the linear business and the digital business separately. We manage it as one. It's one group of executives. It's essentially one bottom line because we want to be agnostic when it comes to how people watch or consume our product, whether you're watching ABC programming or Disney Channel programming or ESPN programming or FX programming. You can watch it on a linear service.
This is the same company that's just been really fucking propagandizing
you,
all
or
of
you can watch it through digital apps.
Years.
Obviously, the Disney Plus app, now that we'll have Hulu and all those other brands, as well as ESPN, is an incredible product for for television viewers. And we're going to manage these things as one business. And this is a huge step in terms of what ESPN is doing to do just that. We've done it with our other television assets. Now we're doing it with ESPN. And so, we don't know. We've seen obviously significant progression in terms of loss of subs on the linear side.
It hasn't gotten any better, Bob, as you well know. Yeah, I mean, we keep thinking we're going to be at a bottom, and now I see this. For those who perhaps have been waiting, you could imagine that, well, now I can get what I need from sports, or I can put something together, and now I'm done with the bundle. I would think it certainly doesn't do anything to stem what has been the continued losses for that, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything to stem it. We didn't think that we could, that one entity, one company could do that. But I think I also want to point out, as you know, that a number of other companies are exiting their linear business completely. They're selling off the channels.
I think Disney has great assets, man. And I love Hulu.
We're doing the opposite. Hulu's a great product. We're combining them.
This is so dumb.
Us the ability to aggregate both subscription fees and advertising.
This is so confusing,
on both sides.
Why are they like, so you're going to buy the 5 package and then you package the package with Disney Plus, ESPN, Sports Center, Newsroom, Sports for another $2.
We've watched the continued decline of
bundle it with the non-bundle subscription, and we're not even going to count how many people subscribing. That don't matter, but you should pay $72
in that regard
a month.
Understood. You know, I want to maybe come to both of you perhaps on this. I'll start with you, though, Jimmy. I mean, $33 billion is going to be spent on sports rights, I believe, this year by streamers and by
I just think they would kill it if they just made it simple.
It's only going to go up, one would imagine.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
If you just did what made streaming popular,
cheap,
you have to spend about $1,000
cheap and easy.
Just to have access to the very streaming services.
A lot of things going. Adobe, SPY's about to go green. NASDAQ is already hitting green there.
Well,
so you are moving up.
On NFL, since you raised it, the traditional ecosystem, whether it's Comcast or Charter or digital MVPD, still has a ton of value, as I said before. On top of that, you would have to be a member of Amazon Prime, Netflix. So I hear you. I don't know about the $1,000 if you were a subscriber.
Peacock's got one exclusive game, Jimmy. If you don't want to miss that one, you got to spend another $11 for that month.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
But my point there is that there still is value. And again, we are adding value to that customer.
I was like, what do you mean Philo raised the price? What are you saying,
you know, in the pay TV bundle.
Right.
Our goal, David, is to drive everyone
Hulu
to the ESPN app.
I'm telling you, my girl got Hulu.
Is, as Bob has said,
like this was like a year ago, and I never used it, but I like Hulu. It has a lot.
To ESPN or
it's a great.
To us
if you
could
get Hulu for cheap, they have a cheap Hulu plan. I think that's one of the best things out there compared to like the cheap Netflix.
To a much better sports experience than you see anywhere else within the industry.
Yeah, but you know, and I hear Jimmy, Bob, but I also keep thinking about the price of sports rights, which obviously you guys know better than anybody, just keep going up. I mean, the UFC just went to Paramount for twice what you guys were paying. You're competing against Amazon, you're competing against Apple, you're competing against Alphabet and Netflix. I guess I just wonder, do you see yourself being able to do that over the long term?
ESPN's in a very unique position, as you know. No one has as many rights as ESPN does. No one has as much engagement from sports fans as ESPN does. I think I look at it the other way. They're competing with us. We're the envy. They envy us and the position that we're in, and we have, I think, an enviable position when it comes to television sports. There's always been competition for sports, particularly the most valuable. These led by the NFL and obviously the NBA. You know, I've lived that for decades, actually, in my career, and that's only going to continue. And I think it reflects the value that sports delivers to television viewers and to advertisers as well. You know, it's a fact of life. But I think if I were the rest of the industry, I'd envy the position that ESPN is in. And obviously, with the steps that we're taking, whether it's this step in terms of going in the digital direction, or whether it's the new rights that we've licensed, or whether it's the deal that we made with the NFL, we intend to hold our position, and actually I should say we intend to grow our position when it comes to television sports.
Right. I mean,
you are an enviable. We believe, by the way, that we got the ecosystem. We've got the ability to afford it, to monetize it better than anyone else. Not just on one platform, but on multiple platforms in multiple directions.
You may need to, and that may be why you're in an enviable position. But, that said, you're renting this content. It's not like when you produce a movie and it's forever a Disney movie, Bob. I mean, at some point, you've got potentially irrational actors. I don't know if they are, but if they want to spend at Amazon whatever they want, they can just do it. Is that not a long-term threat? I see Jimmy's shaking his head here. I don't know. I'll go to you. You want to answer that one first?
Well, look, there's not a lot to acquire over the next several years. You mentioned the UFC deal. As you know, we just did a fantastic deal with WWE. Feel great about that.
You must have been shaking your head, though, at that UFC deal, what was paid by Paramount.
It's great for the UFC. They did a fantastic job. By the way, David, we take a ton of pride in what we've done for the UFC in terms of growing that sport over the years. And I also want to be clear, we're going to continue to cover mixed martial arts and the UFC. But my broader point is there's not a lot to acquire over the next 5-7 years. I would also want to make the point that, and I get this question all the time, like, how did you feel when Amazon came in and acquired Thursday Night Football? My response is always, how is that bad for the Walt Disney Company and for ESPN? If Amazon is now promoting the game of football, promoting the NFL, bringing new fans in, maybe younger fans, isn't that better for us? Doesn't that mean that more people
and wheat stocks
are going to be
too. I don't know
in
what's
and
going on.
watching
It did
Monday Night
8%
Football,
yesterday.
this rising tide? That is really my feeling. Yes, the competition is fierce. It's probably never
think they already
been
bought
fiercer.
DraftKings. I think they have a stake.
There's not a lot
Remember
to
they did that
acquire
deal a
over the
year or
next
two ago.
5 to 7 years. And we have the best rights portfolio we've ever had in our 46-year history.
Right.
We feel great about our prospects, especially in this direct-to-consumer world.
Bob, on that note, though, I mean, you and I sat together.
David?
All right, go ahead. Yes?
Well, I was going to say, I started in television sports, I hate to say this, 50 years ago, working at ABC Sports. And I remember when HBO came in, mostly into boxing. I remember when Fox didn't have any sports. Fox didn't exist. And ultimately, they started the network and got into the NFL. And I could name countless examples of new entrants into the space over that period of time. And everybody said, oh boy, the sky is falling. That's the end of your position. And I think Jimmy just made a very, very important point, is look where ESPN is today with all of the competition that has emerged over the years. I actually think they're in the best position they've ever been in, and now with the use of this great technology,
they got something good
with sports fans
They're just
at a
making
higher
it
level in a better way.
so confusing.
Look, we're not, we don't in any way want to dismiss competition at all because we're mindful of it, but I think we're positioned extremely well.
I wanted to go to pricing because $29.99 is where you're starting. Bob, you and I sat together.
Bro, if
I
they
think
just
it was
made
the
a
fall of
simple
2019. I might
package
have
with
it wrong in terms of
everybody
exactly
would
when,
buy it.
When you launched Disney Plus, and it was $6.99, and now it's $15.99 for no ads. So I do wonder.
Dying.
What kind of trajectory
That's the
on
Wi-Fi
pricing
on
do you see here
planes.
for this product?
They just took a pretty big candle.
We don't really know, David. It's too early. We think what we're going out with, particularly with what we call the trio bundle with Disney Plus and with Hulu for $29.99 is just an incredible value to consumers. We really haven't predicted or projected
But then you don't get
what the
ESPN.
pricing will be or what the pricing can be. Our goal today is to launch this successfully, which we're doing, and to obviously put in front of consumers a product we think they will really love, and we'll take it from there.
Right. So, all right, we'll see. Because that's a percentage increase from $6.99 to $15.99 is obviously not insignificant, and sports rights only going up.
Well, I think you have to look at the market, David. You have to look at the market, too, over that period of time. You know, we launched in 2019. You're right. We sat down in 2019, and the goal was accessibility. We also started modestly in terms of the amount of programming that Disney Plus had at that time, and we think we priced it smartly. We've had the ability, as we've
literally led to your downfall, brother,
on Disney Plus to raise prices, but the market has also raised its prices as well, and we haven't done anything
so last time we did
this,
that was the end of everything.
Jimmy,
it lasted
I wonder
for
about
a little bit, but then
when I think about the
it
NFL,
never went
they're
up
making
since
efforts
then.
obviously to have games in different
So
parts
I think we
of
did
the
it
world.
really
the NBA
smart.
Certainly. Yeah. Scale is clearly very important here for ESPN. You know, the more the better. How do you view that as an opportunity?
I like the product. I don't like their rollout.
What we're doing today is domestic.
I don't like
it's U.S.
price
focused. As we think about the future, it's really Disney Plus. So as you know, there is a tile on an ESPN branded tile on Disney Plus in the U.S. and in select areas outside of the U.S. We expect that will continue, and we will get the ESPN branded environment in more countries as we move forward. And we've always been really smart about how we acquire rights. We have a fantastic strategy team that works with our partners, our colleagues around the globe, to identify the best rights for ESPN, and that includes ESPN within the Disney Plus environment. But we don't have any plans on expanding the ESPN app beyond where we are today. Really, the focus is on expanding the ESPN branded environment within Disney Plus.
Right. Now, as somebody who's a Knicks and Mets fan, for example, I need to get MSG and SNY here in the local New York area.
Okay, go, nothing.
Adds a lot of expense potentially.
Insurance,
It keeps me in the bundles to some
on
extent.
The low,
but what about the
not
RSNs
too crazy.
and how you might think about strategically incorporating some of their programming? Is that a possibility, certainly when it comes to Major League Baseball, for example?
Go-Go's a bear
yes,
cave.
It's a definite possibility. We have recognized the challenges in those businesses with that business model, and I have said repeatedly, internally and externally, that we want to be part of the solution. Just to back up, ESPN is the front door, right? It's the starting point for sports fans. And so is there a world where we would want a sports fan like you going to the ESPN app to access your in-market games? Of course there is. That's very consistent with our strategy. Nothing to announce here today, but I will tell you that the conversations that we've had with Major League Baseball have been very productive and very healthy.
Are you on Manfred on better terms now than you might have been a while back when you decided not to renew?
The commissioner and I have always been on good terms. We've known each other for a long time, and I think, I don't want to speak for the commissioner, but we see the opportunity to stay in business together. So
you could reach a new deal with MLB?
Well, we could. Nothing to report today, but we are having healthy conversations as I sit here right now.
Bob, we haven't even talked about betting, and it was kind of an important component, seemingly, of the platform. How are you viewing that in terms of what's going to be offered to those who like to bet, not to mention fantasy and things of that nature? And are you happy with Penn Gaming as your partner, or will that change?
Well, that's really a question I think Jimmy should handle, David, if that's all right, since the betting component of our digital offering is really through ESPN. So, Jimmy, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, you're right. I was poorly asked. I should have turned to Jimmy on that one, but I wanted to keep you involved, Bob. I feel like you're getting lonely out there. What about betting?
No problem. So
Bob wants
let's
to
go back to the
Bob
product
has
enhancements.
been trying to leave since a couple of years ago.
For example, with
he did leave, and then they brought him back, and now he wants to leave again.
When you squeeze back the video player, there will be several tabs that are contextually relevant. So there will be stats, there will be key plays, which is giving you the ability to catch up to live. There will be fantasy, commerce, and yes, betting. And if you are logged in and you've made a connection between the ESPN app and the ESPN bet accounts, or apps, but you've connected your accounts, then what you will see is the bets that you have placed.
That's up 6. It could be FDA.
That betting tab.
Zivra.
And just as important as that is, we will provide contextual relevance. So if you're watching the New York Giants playing on Monday Night Football, we will surface contextually relevant bets through ESPN Bet and Penn Entertainment. Just to be clear, I think you know this. We are not a book. We have partnered with Penn. And look, it's still early innings on that partnership. We've really been gearing up for this moment in time where we launched this enhanced app with this betting tab and the betting integration.
So you're just going to get a sense now for how it really is working.
Exactly, and that's not a surprise to anyone internally or at Penn. We've all known that we've been moving towards this moment in time. And so I think after football season this year, we'll have a much better idea of how we're performing.
Okay, so Penn stays for now.
Hey, bonds up, SPY coming down.
Because
there's been some talk that they might,
That's right. It's been reported that there's a mutual opt-out next summer. We're focused on delivering for the upcoming season.
All right, Bob, I do have one I think you would want to take. We've talked about football season. The NFL recently took a 10% ownership position in ESPN. I don't know if the deal's closed, but any prospect for future investments similar to that, or are you kind of done when it comes to selling percentage ownership of ESPN?
Yeah, the deal is not closed. It
8 p.m.
also has to go through a regulatory process, and that's what we're focused on right now. No
thing's
comment
already
at
up
all
100.
about whether there's more to come or not. We targeted obviously the NFL in terms of our first partner for obvious reasons, given the value of their properties, and we're really thrilled that we were able to negotiate that deal and announce it just a couple of weeks ago. And now we're focused on going through the process, the regulatory process, and ultimately integration.
What was the benefit to that deal? Why would you want the NFL to own 10%? I know obviously you're giving, they're getting something, you're getting something in return as well, certainly. But
okay,
why
SPY,
do that
you
deal?
are coming back down in gold.
Well,
so
as
gold
we,
and bonds are catching a bid on
back,
this little
I think
decline.
A couple of years ago in
Again,
Sun
it's the same
Valley,
setup
when I
from
talked about
this
the
morning. It's
possibility of
not a
bringing partners
rotation.
in
It's just Mag
for
7.
ESPN, we were actually looking for partners that would bring real strategic
Zivra,
value
Betaville.
to our growth efforts, mostly in the digital direction. And when you look at the content that we're able to license thanks to this partnership, we believe that this is a big and important step in terms of our, obviously, our migration into the direct-to-consumer space. It's just a great partnership from a content perspective. If you look at what the NFL offers as a network, and the ability to integrate that programming with ESPN, as a for instance, we think that will greatly enhance the value.
I'd be
of
careful
the
with
very
Zivra because
app
we're
that
already up
talking about today.
50%. So
Yeah.
just don't.
Guys, before we
I
end
don't
here,
care
wanna
about
come
it,
to
so I don't know.
some
We're already in
controversy,
this
at least,
for a
Jimmy. Let me
long,
ask
long
you,
time
the
ago.
Spike Lee, Colin Kaepernick documentary that apparently
that's why I
was
didn't
shelved
do
or has
anything.
been shelved.
And I don't know
Given
if
the
you
current
should either,
political
'cause you're
climate,
kind
there are
of
those who
behind.
believe, well, that timing is kind of strange. Was it perhaps a result of your not wanting to anger the Trump administration that you're no longer pursuing that?
No, absolutely not. We made that decision many months prior to the NFL announcements. I think what happened, David, is Spike was I believe on the red carpet and was asked this question somewhat out of the blue, and that's why it became news. But again, there were creative differences. We made the decision in partnership with Colin and Spike to not move forward many months before any NFL announcement, and it had nothing to do with the recent
So
deals.
it was done completely separate even before sort of
Correct.
political considerations might have been something that occurred.
Correct.
All right, so what am I getting in the morning when I look at my app
Apple
now? And
TVs,
you're talking about
raising
Sports
prices.
Center that what is going to
Thanks,
be
Disney.
AI delivered to me, tell me that the Mets lost again last night. What do I get?
Well, so look, we've led in personalization for many, many years. We've been prioritizing digital at ESPN for decades. What you're going to see, in addition to everything I just mentioned on the squeeze back experience within a connected TV environment,
I don't want you
is
to touch
also
me.
yes.
No, if you ain't squeezing shit, dog. I'm over this. I'm over it. I like Disney. I mean, I like it, especially at our last prices that we got it at in the 80s. I think that's a great deal. And I like their portfolio. I don't think they have a bad product, bro. But it's, I just don't. It's so weird that they are that out of touch. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are I'm supposed to be out of touch, but not really, because you guys know I live normally, right? I think these actual billionaires don't get it. Because I'm telling you, this is not the moment where, like, what do you mean you want to give me this confusing ass product, double, triple the price from what is available, and then if I want to get exactly what I want, I got to buy something else? Sports is what I'm talking about. So, and then I don't know, bro. That was like, what, 20 minutes of explaining it? And we're still like, what the fuck? So, I don't know. I feel like if you have to convince me and explain it all, and it takes that long, I'm not down. So, I don't know, man. But otherwise, I will say this, Disney. Bro, Hulu is a great product if it's cheap. I'm telling you, I've seen the cell phone deals and the student deals, and they give you Hulu for like a couple bucks a month. That is one of the best deals I've seen for television. You get good content. They get money off ads. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win. I'm telling you, if you were able to throw ESPN on one of those cheap ones and you made it cheap right now, so you would get everybody. That's why I'm like, I don't know if they spend too much money and it's not feasible, but at the end of the day, it's like that right there. I think you're gonna easy win right there, but I don't know. I think they want more margin, and they're going in the opposite direction, I think, of what people really want right now. So yeah, but we'll see. But that was I'm not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, Hulu is great, bro. I'm telling you, I started playing with Hulu like a year or two ago when we got it, and I was like, dude, this is an awesome streaming platform. Oh, Bradley Frizzle and the Boeing and the Pat. Order, you god. Kind of orders. Oh, see, that's simple. You see what I'm saying? The peach, every day, consistent, 99 cents. That's yo, Disney, Bob. Hey, yo, Bob, if you listening, Bob, I know a guy named Bradley. I would like to introduce you. He might be able to help you with some of your problems here. If you could just, I don't know, Bob, is let Bradley Frizzle in the peach. Yes, you could learn a lot from Bradley, Bob. I know, Bob, you have a lot of experience, Bob, but Bob, I'm just saying, like, you see 99 cents, simple, easy, consistent. You've changed your plan like 18 times, Bob. You left the company and came back, Bob. Learn from Bradley, Bob. Learn from Bradley. Thank you, Bradley Frizzle. See that, Bradley Bradley, y'all are missing the keys, bro. You know that this whole time. That's it. Y'all make it too complex. What would Bradley do? You're right. Josh is crazy. What would Bradley do? See, Bradley would keep it simple, bro. And he would be consistent. Every day. 99 cents. What are you saying, bro? You know, you learned a lot. You gotta you gotta value it. Gotta value it. Bob still needs a successor. You'd be like, well, our succession plan, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 3 successors, and one will succeed the first success, and then we'll put the other guy in, depending, UNH. Boop. Popper. Damn, that thing woke up. I looked a little bigger, but this thing hasn't been moving all day. XLV's moving up. None of the other ones are going. This is all Cigna, or excuse me, UNH. I'm looking at all of them. So yeah, UNH into the high, biggest volume of the day. It's not like crazy, not a trigger, but it's moving. Yeah, now Elevons. Okay, now you got another healthcare. But yeah, UNH starting to wake up. You got a Google government headline, not important. And then MP. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with healthcare. Yeah, the dollar, like I said, we just saw gold, bonds, and some of those factors move a little bit, so watch out for that. But other than that, I'd watch healthcare. Yeah, Fed Schmid, risk of inflation relative to jobs. The Fed. You guys did you see the Lisa Cook thing? I'll show you. Bill Pulte. I'll give you more, Bill Pulte. Hey, Bill, you should ask this question, Bill. Let me show you guys something I noticed. You guys like my tweet to Elon, huh? I didn't think you guys would react like that, but I guess. Here, I'll show you this one, though. This one's for Bill Pulte. I want to be like Bill. Just kidding. I want to be like Bradley Frizzle. Am I going to name my first child Bradley Frizzle? I might. Because I would love to explain to my first kid. I'll be like, they didn't listen, little man. Just be like Bradley. Okay? I'll be like, you don't understand? He going to be born with the legacy of the peach, bro. That's for real. I hope so. Otherwise, I'll disown him. I don't want no little badass little kid who don't listen. You know how many badass little kids who don't listen I got in my email? I don't want that, bro. I don't want that. Nah, bro. I swear, I'll be like, you have been born into the greatness of the peach, child. You have a consistency you must live up to. I hope it's not too much pressure, Bradley. I know you've handled it gracefully, so thank you. and God bless. What was I doing? I'm sorry, you got me on a rant. Where's Pulte? How come when I search Pulte, it don't show up? There it is. I gotta find his tweets. This guy tweets more than everybody. All right, yeah, Bill Pulte, you should ask this. Trump $460 million civil fraud penalty vacated. Oh, dude, did you guys hear that the headline yesterday? I'm surprised nobody talked about it. Oh, yeah. Bro, did you hear about Trump's bonds? So I'm pretty sure this is verified. I'll double check, but did you guys know Trump has $100 million in bonds? I think Trump is trying to beat Gunlock in reverse. Yeah, Trump bought $100 million in bonds. That's crazy. So he owns $100 million in bonds right now. So, like, your president, hypothetically, no, actually, literally, your president is vested in this idea of cutting rates. So now he put $100 million behind it of his own money. It is. It's kind of, I don't know how I feel about it, because at first I was like, well, what the fuck? I don't want the president buying bonds. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait, what the fuck you mean you bought? But then I'm like, wait a minute. Now the president has the same interest that I have. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. He has some skin in the game on the right side now. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, nah, I get it, because I'm like, it's kind of shady. It doesn't look good if you're like, oh, well, he only wants it to make money. But then I'm like, well, yeah, but then at least he's aligned with the people. Because, again, Gunlock, and, dude, how long have you guys heard me tell you this? The reality is you got a couple billionaires just been dumping bonds for the last year to get what they want. And they have been aligned against the interest of the people, which ironically lines up with the interest of the Fed. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. That's why I'm like, the president owns the bonds now. He has a sizable position in bonds, and he will benefit off of a rate cut. But then I'm like, I don't like that. But then I do like the fact that at least if Donald Trump benefits, we all benefit. It's different than Gunlock. So, I don't know. But here's the one I wanted to show you. Are you ready? So, I should probably save this. Here, let's see if you guys notice it. So, this was Lisa Cook's, this was her property. This is the one of them that she listed as a primary residence, and then she rented it out. So, right, so she bought the property, and then 2 months later rented it out. But that's not the thing that I'm weirded out by. What's so weird about this? Do you see it? Do you guys see anything abnormal about this sales history? It looks normal, but it's not. At least not in my mind. He purchased them before he became president, yeah. It doesn't change the fact he would benefit off of a rate cut, though, substantially. You don't see it, bro? I think this is really weird. You can't prove it as something like wrong, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get it. What do you mean? Yeah, how? How? I would argue it's because of her position. But I don't know anybody who bought a house in 2021, the late stage 2021 in July, and they bought it $70,000 cheaper than July of 2019. I have not seen that. Unless it was a new build. And this isn't a new build. Yes. So not only did she list it as a primary residence, but I'm more curious how she got literally 15% off on a property while properties were going up 20 to 30% a year. Most properties doubled from 2018, 2019, depending on where it was. So, yeah, I don't know how she pulled that off. Very impressive. As a real estate investor, I'm impressed. Well, yeah, well, that's the point. Somebody obviously hooked her up because, I mean, like, you tell me from your experience, were any of you able to get a house in 2021, the end of 2021? Was anybody selling you a house $70,000 below 2019? You tell me what your experience was as a citizen. That's what we're getting mad about, you guys. And I don't care about anything. That's why that's what I was saying yesterday. I'm like, all this shit is like, bro, all these people on the Fed, they just keep doing shit that they get to benefit, but then it's like it hurts a big portion of the population. And their policies, they're not even living in it. They don't even have to. So it's not even like, I would understand it more if they had the same consequences as you and I, but they don't. Yeah, there's not even like, who do you mean? You're getting low rates, you're getting houses at discounts, you're getting lower margin for a year. Dude, that was a bidding war era. They were lining up for open houses. And you're telling me this lady gets a house $70K off and then joins the Fed? Yeah, bro. So that's I don't know, Bill. You tell me about that one, Bill. Let me get some eyes on that one, Bill. How did she do? Who's selling that? Nobody in their right mind would. In July of 2021, if somebody came up to you and said, sell me your property 15% lower than 2019, I don't think one American would ever agree to that. Because they were like, what do you mean? I could have a bidding war. I could have a bidding war. Why would I sell my house cheaper than 2019? Yeah. I would argue that purchase was incentivized already somehow. That's 20%, dog. 15. That's a perfect real estate deal in my book. That's what I'm saying, bro. She found an excellent deal. It's surprising she didn't know the mortgage rules. That's weird. But she definitely knows a good deal when she sees one. That's one of the best deals I've ever seen, dog. I don't even think I pulled those off in 2021. Unless it was a new build. That was the only way. I didn't retweet it. No, I just saw it. And I just, I didn't want to talk too much shit. I directed it towards Elon. Okay, I'll retweet it for you. There you go. Everyone assuming the worst is hilarious. My brother, we need to hold these people to a higher standard. That's the reality of it. I wouldn't give a shit about any of this if this wasn't the 4th or 5th fucking Fed person who's done this. Do you understand? I think we should get more mad about it, actually. I think I'm being light about it, to be honest with you. It's actually very irritating if you want to let it. These are people who are at the highest level of money and regarded at one of the top positions in the world. They have a higher standard, you know, and it's not, that's all it is. And like I'm saying, yeah, there's some of these are facts. If you or I did any of this stuff, you would be in trouble. You would not be able to keep your job, let alone have one of the best jobs in the world and have power and influence. And then again, the sad part, this is heartbreaking, they're not even living in what they're doing to people. Do you understand that? That lady does not live in reality. She caused harm for people, is what I told my sister back in the day. I told all of you guys too. I'm like, you guys advocated stuff that hurt a lot of people. And it hurt people in other countries. It hurt people here. And people lived real hard lives to decisions made by people that will never feel them. And not even a slight bit of it. So yeah, this isn't an overreaction. This is an underreaction. Believe it or not. Once again, somebody on the Fed even has the opportunity to be having this discussion about shady activity. Again, that's not okay. This shouldn't be a conversation with Fed people. You shouldn't have to worry about them day trading. You shouldn't have to worry about them trading munis. You shouldn't have to worry about them lying about a building. You shouldn't have to worry about them lying about a mortgage and getting sweet real estate deals that no citizen could pull off. Like, you see what I'm saying? This shouldn't even be in our wheelhouse. This shouldn't be a concern. You guys, are you kidding me? Well, you're supposed to help us. You're not supposed to. We shouldn't worry about this. This shouldn't even be happening. Nowhere near it. Their biggest problem should be a policy error. That they made a late choice. I'll accept that, and that's fine. That's okay. But not this shit. This shit is, they're scamming to enrich themselves. That's all. That's all it is. That's it. If they weren't so concerned with enriching themselves, we would be fine. But these people don't give a fuck. So, yeah. Your understanding is in the Fed. You need to understand this isn't acceptable for someone to be in the Fed. That's it. That's not a candidate then. That's not a real candidate. Who are these people? Why are they in the highest office of the land and they're still willing to sell you out for fucking runts? Yeah, you don't think that's weird? Bro, they're selling you out. I don't like that. And the fact you would defend them, you hate that they hate you. You love them. Dude, they're selling out the American people for a bag. I can't believe it. It's disgusting. That's why I'm saying, go pick somebody else for the Fed then. Give me the guys who don't want it. Give me the guys who are gonna actually hold a high standard then. This shouldn't be there. This shouldn't be at all. There's none of this. All of them, Clarita, Bostic, Powell, Cook, what's the other lady who just, Kugler, all of it. None of this should happen. For the Federal Reserve. Go, give me the people who don't have scandals then. That's fine. But yeah, this is a non-negotiable. This shouldn't be there. I know, fraud is not even they're going above the scope of it, bro. That's what I'm saying. People will make excuses or they'll try to make you feel bad about being outraged about it. No, bro. I'm not. I don't accept that. Like I'm saying, I think I'm underreacting. And I'm not trying to, I don't really care in that sense. It's just sad, though. And that's why I'm like, but y'all could keep being on the wrong side of these debates. Be my guest. But I think I've been pretty correct for a long time now. That's why. So it's just very, dude, it's just like, it's sad, bro. It's very sad. These guys are selling you out. And this is not the highest office of the land. It should be better than this. A lot better. And I think you guys should do better for the people. That's all. Come on, man. Your younger self, let me put it this way. Some of these guys who work at the Fed, I think their younger selves would be disappointed in them. You guys did it, man. You made it to the Fed. I don't think you pursued this job without a certain good thing in your heart in the beginning, but they just got corrupted, bro. And they bended for terrible reasons. Fed hammock. Important we maintain modestly restrictive policy. I do think he is going to speak tomorrow, yes. SoFi on the high. All right, man, we're kind of chilling. Weird day. Not like yesterday. You just got back the rotation a little bit. And then here we are. That's funny. Hey, yo, homeboy on Twitter. He said, you're taking it way too far. Bad light on the cult. For calling out Elon on how weird he is? I don't think so, brother. And then I click your profile, you're pumping crypto coins. Why do you even follow me? Go repent, y'all. Repent. That's it. I don't care. Elon is weird, bro. And you don't think so? You don't think you realize your children live with you? They know you better than everybody. They are a reflection of you. And his kids spent every minute with him. And look how they came out. So yeah, I have no shame in saying that. I'm done with this shit. You guys think I'm playing around? We are going to stand on the truth, brother. Y'all need to make your mind up. You could be on the right side or the wrong side. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not arrogant. You know why? I take zero credit, brother. You want me to read you Psalms again? My enemies surround me. My this, but you are the truth, Lord. Yeah, I know who my God is, bro. And that's why I'm saying we need to do better. All around, bro. All around. The PPP loans, yeah. Oh, they all did, bro. They all did. That's another topic. But for the most part, you gotta get a long term. And this is why I was telling you guys, like, you know, in that time frame, while all these people were doing it, I was trying to help you get involved. So, you know, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. And that's why, like, protecting yourself, your finances, being smart, not giving into this culture. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like the whole culture, we're working against some of you. And that's why, and it doesn't have to. It's not like it's guaranteed. You're not cooked. It's not guaranteed to work against you. But, I mean, if you keep living a certain way, it's that the law of repetition is going to be used against you. Like, you know, think about it. Let me put it this way. How many of you have repeated that you're never going to own a home? In that same time period, these Fed people were getting discounts on homes. And that, you see what I'm saying? That's so sad, bro. So sad. And they let the propaganda be repeated to rewire reality. And it did. It really did. So I hope you guys plan effectively. And if, I don't know, if it bothers you a little bit, don't get mad. But that should fuel your effort to make sure you take the right steps. Executive orders. It is. It's not going to get... I mean, we'll see what happens with real estate, but... I mean, I don't think the demand for living is going away anytime soon. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know, rain is going to exist, and we will need a roof, unfortunately. Okay, a couple of things moving. Bonds are at the low, actually. See if gold and dollar, but super slow, dude. Very, very, very watered down version of yesterday. Start retweeting, you good, bro. Is that Ibrahim? Oh, I missed that one from earlier. I saw that video, bro. I don't know if Ibrahim's in here. I watched your Death Valley video, and I loved it. I'll go with you on the next one. If you ever do another video like that somewhere, I'm down to sponsor it, bro. I really enjoyed your content. It was nice. And I was like, I can't believe that was a Chad. It was a good video. Yeah, gold too. It was gold, dollar, and bonds. You got a little bit of movement there. So I think that's important. That's what I was saying about like this whole month, August, even the quarter. We haven't really had a major dollar gold bond move. Like, you know, that's what happened in the beginning. You're always here, Lurky, bro. Let's go. Serious, bro. If you're gonna do like another car video somewhere, or you want to do another one, I'm down, bro. I don't know if I'll go to Death Valley. I kind of want to, but if you want to go to a different location and test another car, I will help you out with it, bro. I like the video a lot. Dude, like it came up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was like watching a video, and then another video came up, and it was your video. But then I was watching it, and I was like, I didn't know it was you. I was like, what is this kid doing? I was like, who the fuck is taking a car through Death Valley? And then I just kept watching, and I was like, it's a good video. And then I clicked on the profile, and I'm like, what the fuck is Ibrahim? I loved it, bro. I loved it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, bro. Here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You can see his video. I just want, dude. That's what I'm saying. This naturally just came up, and he caught me. I just kept watching it.
I just reached the bottom of Death Valley. Now, would you trust your car? Avoid overheating. Turn off AC next 10 miles. Death Valley is the hottest place in America, and I just drove this ES350 straight through it. They don't know that we're in a Lexus. With vented seats, adaptive cruise control, and lane assist, neither me nor the car realizes that we're in the bottom of Death Valley. With 135 degrees out here and 70 degrees in there, it feels like I'm in a living room. The problem in today's world, most cars take. This one gives reliability, comfort, and peace of mind, even on the hottest place on earth. I just went through 9 miles of downhill mountain terrain, and this thing handled it beautifully. Here's the thing. On trips like these, and in places like these, breaking down is not an option. So you need a reliable car. Lexus ES350s are well known to go easily over 300,000 miles, if well taken care of. So a trip like this is no stress. Yeah, Death Valley is massive. That's why you need a car that's reliable. Advertised at 33 miles to the gallon at highway, we're barely getting 19. But with reliability,
I know, bro. I'm like,
and a view that nice, I'll take it.
Dude, that's what I was like waiting for the sales pitch, and I was like, wait a minute, he's not selling anything. Yeah, that's why. And then I was like, what? And then I looked, and I was like, yeah, bro, I like it. I like it a lot, bro. What other ideas do you have, bro? So, and then listen, I don't know where you're located, but I got car guys in Cali. They owe me some favors. So if you need a car to do a test, I can get you one. So that's why I'm saying, bro, I like that video. I like what you're doing, bro. Yeah, you just love the Lexus. I think that's it. It was a good video. I liked it. Good shit, bro. Good shit. Because I was like, bro, will my cars make it? And then I was like, I don't know. I've done Death Valley one time, but it wasn't my car. But then, and it was kind of, you know, you got to be cautious. Yeah, you got a little flush. I mean, there was technically this was the Fed comment, but I don't think it's that important. But once again, you got every time the Fed say restrictive, algo is just never like that. And then Merck keeps going up. That's actually running today. Oh, excuse me. A Tacoma? Maybe. If you quit your job and make your own company, I might. But not if you keep working for somebody and telling me you don't like it. I'm not going to get you shit. Go make your own company. I'll invest in you. But I'm not going to invest in you investing in somebody else. So, yeah. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. VRN. There's some runners, but yeah, you're coming back down. You're right back to open, dude. So now it's just 3 hours to go nowhere. Hi. Food plays moving. ADM 26 highs. That's new. Yeah, what's up with that? Check Bungie too. I saw other premiums. Yo, food plays. We're a little late, to be honest. That started running with the dip. Yeah, ADM, Bungie. Who's the other one? Tyson? Tyson hasn't moved. So Bungie and ADM. Other than that, you're getting back to open. This drop correlates with the Fed comments. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't think the market should be responding to something that small, but that is what happened. So, like, look, you could kind of, but bonds dropped 5 minutes ahead of it. But then this is where she started hitting those comments, and then we did drop. But like I'm saying, I don't think people are like, oh my gosh, Fed hammock. End of this year? Good, bro. Good. Amen. Amen. Tesla, Microsoft, now Nvidia, plus big tech. Burp. Sell puts when you're ready to buy a stock? Not really. Not with interest rates at 4%. It's just a weird environment to do it in because you get higher cash return most likely off of cash. Okay, well, you're back to open. I hope you guys enjoy being here because, yeah, we haven't gone anywhere. Summertime. Summertime. Well, the Fed rate cut odds did lower today. So after all this data and this little reaction in the AI and coming into Powell, it went a little lower. So rate cut odds, like, I think we started the week at 90, even ended the week at like 99% odds, and then now we're at like 80 after just today and really yesterday, which is interesting, but I still think September is pretty much there. It's at 70 now. Yeah, that I think is an overshoot, because like we're saying, the real thing that matters is the data ahead of Jacksonhole, or after Jacksonhole, because that is going to be the data right before the Fed. So as much as I want Jacksonhole to have something, unless Powell comes swinging, nothing. But that is odd. But 70% is too low. I think that's too. I think 80% is enough to be a little bit of doubt, but still on the same path. 70 is your way down to 50. I would not use Polymarket for that. You could use Polymarket for the shit that does not exist, if that makes sense. But you have a Polymarket that existed before Polymarket. It's called the Fed futures. So that's going to be more reliable. That's what the Fed goes off of. So literally, like no exaggeration, the Fed uses it. So unfortunately, I wouldn't use that as a gauge. When to use a 1 minute time frame all the time. I don't fuck with that shit, bro. I've been looking at it. I've been a crackhead my whole life. I only look at 1 minute charts. I get offended if it's not. So unfortunately, I don't have any strategies built around candles or time frames or any of that. Just again, I mean, processing news, processing info, and positioning will do a lot for you if you know how to do it well. But I'm always looking at a 1 minute chart, and then dailies and 20-year charts too. I like all of them, but I either go really, really small or really, really long. Chile's finance minister resigns, and then yeah, Unity, James Altucher recommendation. Yeah, dude, you got a lot of volume off of that. Highest level of recommendation? Oh, wow. Remember, though, they had that really bad earnings, so... Yeah, I don't know why you're hearing it. They had that big drop the other day. That would have been a good time to buy it there. Humana's the next one. Apple on the low now. So interesting. See what NVIDIA does. Because now you got Apple flushing. Amazon was the weak one. Navarro says no deal more important than with European Union. Huh? I thought that China.
More local. So this is, kind of day one and a work in progress, but it's so different than just pay TV alone. It will be so interactive,
right?
And with so many more
cars.
Services, betting and fantasy, etc. So it's just interesting. Sorry.
No, very, very true. In fact, a lot of the discussion today is about these sort of multiple entry points and how the consumer is going to get educated about all that stuff. Can that be handled?
Yeah, I mean, This will be an offering like no other, as far as we know. And so over time, it sounds like there's going to be a ton of stuff in the app, including multi-screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee while this plays.
All of these things
you should get ready for push-ups,
betting, probably
and
merchandise,
European clothes,
and more. So, yes, there'll be an education period. But I think if you're a sports fan, this is euphoria. And for Disney, we don't see. There's no real downside here. They're just expanding what they have now, but expanding in a really big way. And it's not a humongous cost. This is stuff they've been investing in anyway. They have these sports rights, and they have scale.
What does it mean for the competitive landscape? I mean, we keep bringing up the fact that there are so many now streamers offering sports offerings. So you need to pay a lot of money if you're an avid sports fan, to watch all these games.
Absolutely. Well, obviously it speaks to the pay TV bundle being the best value, but I kind of a little bit disagree with some of the way David was questioning, saying Disney can't compete with Apple and Amazon. Yes, they have very big balance sheets with tons of cash, absolutely. But if you're a league, whether NFL or NBA, you need reach, and those other services don't have the reach that Disney has. So, ESPN and ABC really cover the groundwork with the DTC offer. They just cover everything. We'll see how many non-pay TV subscribers, sign up. I mean, we won't actually know since they won't give the sub numbers, but it's, they really cover the entire, potentially now with the DTC launch, the entire universe. And Apple and Amazon don't have broadcasting and don't have pay TV. So it's actually, I'd say from a sports perspective and scale, it's a Disney advantage.
Right. As David was coming off the interview, we got the news about Apple TV's U.S. price hike. I think it's about 30%, and I'm wondering if you think pricing is appropriate here across the industry.
Look, from my side of the street, we're all looking for price increases, but you have to worry that
lower tariffs.
This will just drive churn.
EU will impose 15.
It's
drop from 25.
Consumers are going to be really pressed and have to choose. So what will they choose? Obviously, they'll choose scale, which would be an ESPN.
Check the auto, see if they move.
Or Netflix. If you like general entertainment, you'll want to be on Netflix. So scale will matter, but it will. Clearly price increases drive churn up. And so it's important to have year-round sports or year-round programming. So HBO Max, of course, it's like the way they program, they try to have something every single week so people don't churn off. But these price increases ultimately are, will press consumers, no question.
But doesn't everyone all the sports fans that want to watch ESPN already have ESPN?
To get ESPN, if the full load, you really have to be a pay TV subscriber. So if there are any sports fans / fanatics who are not pay TV subscribers, who go to bars or go to their parents' house or use somebody else's subscription, this will offer them. But I think some of these features that that will be offered, whether it's fantasy or betting or merchandise or the personalization, the multi-screen, should drive more people, whether it's to subscribe or to engage more, so that they potentially can add more subscription for cordless consumers, or they can drive advertising. And that's something that just wasn't discussed. And we see a lot of upside there as they personalize more and keep, the engagement really high.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of envisioning what you're talking about in terms of the ability to target. Look forward to the conference and hope you'll come back soon, Jessica. It's always good to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Jessica Reif-Ehrlich.
Still ahead, the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook responding to accusations FHFA Director Bill Pulte made against her right here on this program yesterday, accusing Cook of mortgage fraud. President Trump calling for her resignation. We'll bring you her response and what could happen next.
Later on this hour, a new drug manufacturing plant prepares to open in North Carolina. That's where we find our Angelica Peebles this morning. Hey, Angelica.
Hey, Angelica. How are you, Angelica? How are you, Chattadelica? I love propaganda TV. I love everything. You know that? I even love the gamblers. The gamblers, all of you, it's so funny. All you guys got, are y'all getting mad at my Twitter? And I go in your profile. I'm like, you just little dirty gamblers. I'm going to be as direct with Elon as I am with all of you, brothers. So we're quadrupling down. So you better get with it or get lost, brother. I hate to tell you that. At $1? What do you mean? It was at like 30 cents when I posted it. It was still a scam on the Phantom wallet, but it was extremely cheap still. But yeah, that if you got, I'm out the game, bro. I got a crib. I did my thing. But yeah, no, but for real though, like it's funny. I be seeing some of you who got mad at my tweet, but then you guys are like pumpers when I go to your profile. So like using the like borderline trying to cancel me. I see what you're doing, bitch. Elon's wrong and you're wrong. We ain't doing this, brother. I'll retweet it. I'll retweet my own tweet, bitch. The fuck? I'm gonna go here. How do I do that? Can I make sure they see it again? You think you want me to delete it? Why don't you delete your whole 5 years of pumping and making them go down? I ain't even going to get there. But yeah, how do I do it? Now, let me get the retweet. Yeah, bro. Nah, true serum. I be sipping on that shit. You know, very simple. Very simple. There you go. Your job title is a pumper, but not what do you do? Powell is so anti-Trump, it's unsettling, says Navarro. It's good though. We'll talk about it after Philo, because it's gonna be funny. Okay, so remind me of this after for the off topic, okay? Just for the off topic. DOJ urges Fed Powell to remove Lisa Cook. Oh no. This is going to be tough for your boy. SW, Little Pop, it's up 4. And then ADM and Unity still. I think you're kind of late on those now. And then Elevance and UNH and now NVIDIA. And then the bonds. No comment on whether EU wine will be exempt. That's old. Peace Sky, I think it is, yes. I think it's either the one that has it or it doesn't. So I don't know. I hate that company, but yeah, you're in the neighborhood. But I don't know exactly what it is though. DOJ Martin says he intends to investigate Cook over mortgages. Damn, criminal referral requires further examination. That's not good. Nonsense that India needs to buy Russian oil, says Navarro. Where's Navarro? Yeah, bro, it's kind of crazy. Because now they doubled down yesterday and they were like, no, we're not going to. She said, I'm not going to get bullied. But then, like, if you get a criminal recommendation, it's going to put Powell in an even more difficult situation. So I don't know. I don't know DOJ Martin. I don't know his standing. I think obviously he's just talking and you would need to investigate. But yeah, it complicates everything further. TLT. I've been saying TLT is based on the economy. Like I was saying, how they cut and the boom or bust, that's going to determine your TLT, brother. If you watch Monday's watch list, we did give an alternative bond play that you should be paying attention to. You should have been this week and even for next week, but it's not TLT. So it's on the watch list. You already have a membership. You paid for it. So technically it's free for you if you ask the question. So you might as well go back to it. But yeah, so there is a idea with bonds and TLT and everything you're saying, but it may require some patience and a little bit of preparation. Hippo. It's just fun to say. How do you play it? There's no option there. What are you saying? You guys got to go to the watch list. So literally, like, your question was answered on Monday or Tuesday on the video. So like I'm saying, if you're already in the chat, like you paid for it, you might as well use it. But, you know, not every student goes to class in college. So, but that is, if you really, depending on how you care about this idea or how you want to make money off of it, I mean, there is an answer, but it's going to be a little bit more harder to seek out, I guess. But not really. That's kind of the disappointing part. I don't know if you'll get the highest caliber Powell. I think you're going to get Trump at the same time. And then, like I'm saying, is that Powell is going to be... there's 2 sets of big data that come afterwards that will determine everything. Navarro sees doubling of India tariffs taking place August 27th. The road to peace runs through New Delhi. India does not want to recognize its role in bloodshed.
About declaring primary residency on 2 different.
Where is he on Bloomberg? Where is homeboy?
Well, we're bringing Gemini to a bunch of surfaces you use every day, but they'll probably be used very differently, like automotive. There'll be Gemini in your car, on your television, in your smart speakers and smart displays. But I think a really exciting thing that'll come in the future is Gemini in glasses. So we're working on smart glasses that'll run Gemini as the main way you interact.
And for the year that you think that'll be coming out? Is this going to be at
It'll be
Brooklyn
coming out
2027?
Sometime next year. Will be pretty exciting to see.
Costello, Google's SVP of Platforms and Devices. Let's talk a little bit more about all of this. Carolina Milanese, she's the president and principal analyst at Creative Strategies. We were in Brooklyn together yesterday.
We were.
I loved reading your report on this. You said, look, Google avoided any risky moves, so we didn't get the glasses in the here and now. But the prowess you see is that Gemini is just full force within these devices.
Absolutely. It's all about AI. It's about really getting consumers to understand the power that AI can bring in. And as Rick was saying, it's different things to different people. So what was amazing for me yesterday was see the breadth of people that they were able to reach with all the guests that they had, both from an age demographic, but also from what is the hook that you want. It can be editing, it can be taking the best shot, it can be getting fitter.
And it can be photography. Andre D. Wagner they had over there. They had, of course, sports when it came to Steph Curry, or indeed Lando Norris was there. We also thought about the way in which communities are going to use it for camera and for editing.
I can't. No Navarro. A lot of Navarro comments.
When do you think?
I don't know if he's fine. Maybe I need to buy a Fox News membership, guys. I don't know. I've never subscribed to Fox or CNN, but he keeps going on Fox, I think. India is a laundromat for the Kremlin. Damn, he's going in. It's funny because even then, didn't China today, they were like, yeah, we got mad at the chips because of Lutnick's comment. So I don't know Navarro, but Navarro's been making comments. No, I think he does. India just hasn't been playing. Like, they haven't been playing along. If you really think of it, it's been a long time. I think India's waiting for China, and China's waiting for India in a weird way. So I think that's how we're here. ANGO. What's ANGO? Is that food? Angiodynamics. I don't think that's food. Again, because ADM and Bungie, all of these kept going. That's the only thing moving. And then healthcare, UNH, you got the early one, but it still wasn't like that crazy. And then just NVIDIA, Apple. I think NVIDIA, Apple dynamic is pretty. Apple matched up with NVIDIA. Now Apple's going. Target. Oh, yeah, we need push-ups. 837. Nah. Oh. So, Chadadonia. How are you? How are you, brethren? What up, Jake Hurst? How are you? It's a good day. I think we're doing good, man. It's been slow. I don't know, YouTube tripping out. I think it's because we made too much money this week. I told you, man. Big money is not good for viewership, dog. I on a stock market channel. Maybe that's why everybody watched CNBC and Bloomberg. That make a lot of sense, actually. But other than that, we got 9 new members, and I've only banned 2 people. That's amazing. Look at that. And now it's push-ups, so move your body around. Move your body around, okay? You gotta move, stand up, chest to the sun, just smile. I don't know. New members total? Oh, a lot. Yeah, I think well over 200. I think. I mean, the other days we had 2 days there was over 100 something. So, but yeah, you guys have been dope. I don't know what we did, but we did make some good plays. Like I said, it's been kind of it's been like 4 to 5 weeks in a row of at least 1 to like 3,000-4,000%, sometimes even higher. But I'm working on something. I hope I have something good to bring at a later time. But for now, I like it, and it's summer, so I'll move around. I'm doing the toe workouts. If you hear me get randomly quiet, then you know we're getting some progress. Woo! Be good, baby. Be small. That's on me. Yeah, well, there's something else too, though. Like the way YouTube fucks with us on a lot of shit, or like we've noticed some things, but like I told you, it's not. I just know the game, bro. That blew my mind. It changed. It really did. I'm telling you. Like in a weird way. Like when I started, I thought success was a good thing. I thought that if I made a stock channel, because I called, again, you know, I've hit some crazy shit in my life, bro. You know, like even China, that whole, you know, go listen to Uncle 2014, bro. That was a crazy play. And there, like Brexit, and there was a lot of things that before I made videos, that there was cool stuff that I had documented privately, and I still have the videos of those. And I wanted to, you know, start documenting it publicly. But I did think, I was like, okay, yeah, if you like make people a bunch of money, and if you're correct on a lot of things, people will reward that. That's what I thought. So yeah, like I'm telling you, there's a lot of data behind just kind of the better or more correct we've done, the worse like we've been treated, or other people, like it literally leads to unsubscribers more than anything. No other behavior of mine except winning has caused that. Isn't that crazy? It blew my mind. That's why I finally realized it. But it, you know, it's just that one still. I'm like, man, I guess I grew up different. I think. He said his reason is why I'm an introvert. Fuck him, dude. I don't give a shit. You should. What do you mean? Let's go, dog. Just take it home. Who's with me? We gonna end poverty. I don't know why anybody mad at that. I don't know. If that pisses you off, then you clearly are not impoverished or something. Then fine by me. I don't care. I don't care if non-impoverished man don't like me. Fuck you. We gotta make sure we win. Get a long, save 10%, Chad. Get a long term. End poverty, house the veterans. I like that. I'm a big fan. UNH still going. Tired of winning? You'll be tired. I think they do get tired though, for real. It's a very unique thing, but that's why I'm very excited though too, because I think some of y'all, you know, if you've handled that, if that's not your biggest challenge, then wow, we have a lot of upside. You know what I'm saying? If success did not throw you off of the course, then wow, oh man, we have a lot of opportunity then, and I'm excited for the future with you, brother. So let's get it. Let's get it. I'm bullish. You're bullish on the chat. I'm bullish on the next Fed chair in the chat. You see, I think we got a lot, man. It's not. It's because I'm a walking contradiction. You guys don't realize it? Everything. I got money, but I'm like, fuck money. I sound very worldly, but Jesus come first. They like, you need to buy this. I'm like, you ain't got to buy shit. They try to scam you. I'm like, that's a scam. You know, they think I'm pumping. I'm just trying to help. So I don't like pumpers, actually. I despise them. So that's why, brother. But live in the light and let's go. I want to see more houses, though, because all of what I'm talking is just yapping if y'all don't win. So let's go. Keep winning. Do you see? Do you understand? That's it. That's why I keep saying it. Because I'm telling you, we've already brought thousands of people out of poverty. I have evidence, brother. So keep winning, Chad. Let's go. I want to see more houses, more people uplifted, more people walking away from terrible, entering into the life they were destined to. So yeah, bro. I want to see it. Let's go. Keep going. That's why I'm saying you have a high burden, brother. I expect a lot from you. Watch. They gonna come after you next. They gonna get tired of trying to get rid of me, bro. And I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus loves you. This I know, for the Bible tells. That's why, bro. So I got a good philo today. You'll like it. It's very important. I love it, man. And God is good. And the Lord is with you. And if anything I said sounds like me, bro, forgive me. I don't want credit. Give it to Jesus. I'm a piece of shit. That's why I still say shit. All right, so there you go. Case in point. Thank you, God, for still being a blessing. Maybe that's what unconditional love really is, huh? Who would have thought? You didn't have a long term till last year. Now I have one. Good. So I'm saying, bro, and like, you're critical. You know, listen, we're going to do it with or without you. And I don't say that as if you're not important. I say that in the sense that everybody has their own role, and the market in the world moves without any of us, myself included. Okay? But what's so critical is you are at this stage right now where in the next like year or two, you're either going to quit or you're fully going to be converted, and then you're really going to build wealth. Ask anybody in here. You got excited. It's a new thing. You did it. It works. But you need to get through you need to make sure you take this to the long run. If you do, we win. You're going to do great. I promise you. I already know it. And it hasn't not happened like that. So, but this is a point where it's still working for you and it's exciting. But then again, there's going to be a time. I'm preparing you all. It's going to go down one day. And you're not going to be a fool. But if you ignore me, it's going to cost you. That's why you got to stick to the rules, stick to the budget, go with the balance, let it speak to you. But you need to keep this excitement forever. I need it spaced out. I need it planned out over time. Do you get it? That's why I'm sick of these people getting excited for just 6 months, motherfucker. We can't do anything with that. I need you excited forever. Ask anybody who's watched me. I'm still annoying. Do you get it? You need to be excited about it the whole time. That's what if we could get past the first couple years and you still with the long term and still saving, you handling the bullshit and you still growing it, then we'll get really excited. But yeah, I'm excited for you now, but you're still at a critical junction. The battle is not over. If anything, you probably have more of your hardest challenges about to arrive. So I'm glad you did the right thing, though. That's why I'm telling you this. And I'm telling you this so that you could keep doing the right thing. You see what I'm saying? So get ready, baby. And good work. And let's go. It will be, man, long term. And just wait, man. One door opens the next. The keys will be revealed. You handle it good, bro. That's why. Some of you started and then you grew. And then it is changing your life. And that, bro, there's another level. Don't get it twisted. There's more. And that's why I'm saying you're going to be able to do things you couldn't do on the first cycle. And then the second, third cycle, you'll be able to do things you weren't before. So get ready. And that's why you got to keep preserving it, keep being wise, and keep being, focused, ambitious, and look. And that's a hunt. Oh, man. Amen, baby. on a good day, baby. Amen. But that's the thing, though. In a sad reality, none of that matters. It's like it's the parable of the Bible verse. You know, where he goes into the field, he hires the workers in the morning. Then he goes out again, hires them in the middle of the day. And then he hires them all at the end of the day. But then he pays them all the same. And then the workers get mad. But that's what that reminds me of. Sadly, it does not matter when you encountered the Chad. It really depends on what you did with it in that way. And people's rewards were very different. Some people got the same reward by being here for 1 week as they would have being here for 5 years, and vice versa. It's crazy. That's why I'm telling you, you would be surprised how it all plays out. And that's why there just really comes down to, do you want to do this work or not? Like, that's what I'm saying. What do you really want out of this? Why did you take on this task? And were you honest with it? That right there will be the difference of time or profit wasted and being in the right place, and then how you feel about your effort afterwards. Because you know that, like, let me put it this way. I feel great about everything I've done in the last couple of years. You know that, right? Everything I've done on YouTube, I feel great about it. It's up to you. And that's what I'm saying, though. Why do you? Because I think I kept it honest. I really did. And you know, like, you even see them getting gambling into the CME. I don't care. I kept it. I know what I could sleep with and what I did with. I know what I contributed to, what I didn't. I did things wrong. I did things right. But, like, I'm happy about it. And I could live with it. Think about that. Think about your effort from day one. And if you weren't real with it, man, like, some people can't even live with it to this day. You got to look back. Are you happy with your effort? You know, and think about that. Me being happy with my effort over the last 5 years here, why do you think I'm excited for another 5? Stop it. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you're not happy, what do you think's going to happen in the next 5 years? So you got to, that's why I encourage you to just be real and be intentful from day one with it. And that really was it. And you had to, like, not everybody was legit about it from the moment they heard it. And maybe you heard it later, but you were real about it with yourself and your future and planning, then it worked. So, yeah. Yalla. Be happy, Chad. You are blessed. That's why, too. I think some of you should be happy with what you did. That as well. Yeah, you're not a millionaire yet. I think some of you are guaranteed a lot of good things, man. Because you did. That's why I say, and I saw that in you. You were real about it. You were serious with yourself in your future. You didn't play around. You got a time to fuck around, and you did a little bit. But some of y'all, you didn't play the games, bro. And I'm grateful for that. That's what I'm saying. You are the reason I could stand, and we see our goal clearly of ending poverty and getting people, like I said, riches. Come on, that's a different game. But we could end. You know, we're raising the floor substantially, and I'm down with that. So you should be happy with what you did, and be happy. And, like, you know, you may have looked at other people and you may have seen what you could have, would have, should have, but you should be happy if you did follow the good. If you love the precepts and you actually followed them, you should be grateful, and you should be encouraged and happy with that. And that should encourage you for what's about to happen too. So let's see, baby. Let's see. Yeah, if you just stay with it, bro, you'll be good. Someone in California just tested positive for the plague. Nice. Remember that? Didn't that happen during, like, 2021? Weren't they saying like the Black Plague came back? Better late than never, but never late is better. I agree. Telling you, you want anything you want, you could get. And that's why too. But then anything you say doesn't matter. Your actions in your mind, your focus. So I look forward to what you guys do, but nothing will be said about it. It will only be done. And then one day you'll say it's finished. Oh, let his will be done, brother. Amen. I like these moves, if we could actually move, but you're back to open again. We haven't done anything. And now it's only 8:54, bro. There's cases of the plague? I did not know the plague was more common. Wow. See, I learned something new today. Man, it's all big tech again. No, it doesn't matter. Be careful. So if you have a good path, you should be careful. The path doesn't matter. Literally, 3 weeks ago, I had a guy selling his house that he bought in 2020 for no reason. He didn't even need to. And he threw away a 2% rate. That's the part that scared me this year, you guys. That's why I've been so clear with you at the risk of everybody hating me. Because I've seen people uproot their tree. Do you understand? Like I'm saying, anything you say right now does not matter. You must secure it. And you must live with that focus above all else. Yes. So that's what we had a philo on this the other day. Maybe go and listen to it. If you're not doing good right now, things are going to change. That's hopeful. And if you are on a good path or you have a good path, you should be moving with caution and be wise and prepare. But just because you started a good path, that does not mean anything. I used to think it did, and it does impact a lot. But like I'm saying, I just watched some of your brothers uproot their tree for no reason. I've seen people make decisions recently that went against themselves. And even with warnings, even with advice, even with information, it didn't matter. And they did 4 years of good moves, all destroyed in just a couple. That is real. Warren Buffett says you could build a reputation in 20 years and destroy it in 5 minutes. I like to think the same goes for wealth in this environment. So be wise. And the path doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Your actions now at this stage, for some people, they need to get on the path right now. Some people have not even found the path. I agree. And that is important if they don't have a path. But if you have a path, it's not about, thank God I started the path. Thank God we went on the right path. Ask Judas. Judas was on the best path. Was he not? I would argue Lucifer was on the best path. You got in on 2020, he got in on BC. It didn't matter. It matters what you do with it. It matters your pride in the moment. All these things. So yeah, we got to secure it. That's what I believe in for all of you. So I hope you don't fall victim to this mindset of thinking that anything is going to stay the same. That was our philo the other day. Good or bad. It's just not how it works. It might get better or it might get worse, but it's not going to stay the same. So why do you expect it to be guaranteed in your favor without that effort? I know the Lord is on my side. He's on your side as well too. But I believe that he told me to be prepared. He said, watch out. Are you watching out? Are you prepared? That's not even philo. I'm talking money. I'm talking pure market right now. Y'all don't feel me. Thankfully, there's ancient wisdom behind it, but at the end, like I'm telling you, bro, you have heard me. You have seen me in the videos. You're seeing me call everybody out. And I'm right. They didn't come back 5 months later and say you were wrong. Ha, look at you, how arrogant you were. No. And I got real serious about it because I kept seeing people do this. That's why I said, who are the scoundrels that did this to you? Who polluted y'all's minds to get you to uproot your trees? I've seen it too many times. So yeah, it's possible. I'll entertain it. That's why I'm saying be careful. Be careful. Move and secure your ark. But nothing you say now will matter. That's it. The more we try to talk about today to give us certainty about the future, that just kind of showing we ain't working that hard. In a weird, that's all I've seen. That's why I'm saying you don't need a compliment. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do though, focus, know your priority, and really live in it. Because if you don't, it's going to show up. The audit is already showed up. That's what I'm saying. You could already see it. It's not little by little. And nothing is permanent. So that's exciting and dreadful, depending on where you're at right now. But that will determine your next move. You see what I'm saying? Some of you, it's terrible. You should be this is it. You should be very excited. Your next move should be focused on that planting and you know what I'm saying? And if you're already on it, bro, your next move, I am not going into that battle thinking I can't lose. Do you hear me? People are calling me arrogant. I'm expecting to lose. I think I'm the only one on Wall Street thinking I'm going to lose right now. I don't think y'all feel me, dog. This is money. Think about it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You think I'm a gold? I know who Goliath is. I know who my God is. So, but that's all I'm saying, though. I'm gonna fight because what you say about my God. But I'm not treating Goliath as if he is small. I am not taking all of what God has blessed me with to think I am undefeatable. That's foolish. That's dumb. Until we're not that dumb, but we're not that smart. Do you see? So yeah, your next move, you should be planning accordingly to where you're at. And if you're bad, amen, good. That means you got some aggressive upside. If you're doing good, my brother, you have a very, very difficult enemy on the way. Why aren't you ready for it? Don't tell me about the enemy you slaughtered 5 years ago. There's another one. Ta-da! So it doesn't matter what any of us say. We got to do it. It will show. It will show. I know the market's slipping. I bought a bunch of 1 penny puts before everybody. And so I don't care. We're good. It's the same thing, Jacksonhole. We bought the 1 penny puts at a good time. So yeah, doesn't matter. Like I'm saying, this was fed a hammock, was this one. Then we bounced it for no reason, then came down. I'm not even confident. I'm just objective. I know what my God said. I know what my God promised me. I know the truth. I will say the truth. I will live in the truth. I have an objective. I will keep it objective. I have a mission. I have been sent here. I am working. Objective. That's it. Not confidence. I know. I'm not even that emotional about it. I am just on a mission. How about you? I laugh a lot. I do. I think it's funny. Because it makes me laugh when I hear it out loud. Because I'm like, holy shit. So yeah. Just objective. That's all you got to do. If Bitcoin, that's what we were talking about the other day. That's the only risk asset that is moved. So that's why people, and ironically, the market did follow eventually. God promised me your house, so my brother. Do not mock the Lord. You think it's a game? That's what I'm saying, bro. If you can't take it seriously, I mean, my brother, good luck. I don't even wish you harm. I can't. It's scary. I mean, if Bitcoin goes down, I think people, risk assets will trip a little. But we'll see. ETH. Dude, chill. I only made, I think, 1 or 2, but they all failed. Okay. Staples and Wally World. That just flushed. But they've been 1% all day. I mean, the market's a little lower from open, but generally, man, this is the same setup as the morning. I don't know. I think SoFi had something, but no, most banks are down, I think, or at least the index is. But they're not doing that bad. So, like, banks aren't down as much, some more than others. Yeah, Boeing's on the low. That one flushed. Again, they got the China thing. That's what I was saying. The time frame is going to be the hard one on that. Might be good, though. Now you have to go through the next wave of the premium dying. We'll see. Damn, why did home builders get clapped? You had good real estate, Habibi. No, bro, this is gonna be terrible. I mean, if it could turn into a big day and you'll go lower, if it really... I think you have to fill this gap and then get to the 6320s. Because then if you break 6300, but for now, I mean, in a weird way, coming into Jacksonhole, your range is like 6300 to 6500, which is pretty large. So we'll see. Materials are green. We had a checkup earlier, but for now, Dow Jones only has 8 names in the green. Literally half of them are healthcare. NASDAQ 100, 22 in the green, 78 in the red. So you're almost 80% red now. So last time you were here, you were 70% red. And then, yeah, you got another 50 names red on the SPY. 130 in the green, 360 in the red or something like that. Very terrible, baby. Gold, it could be, yes. You know, central banks rate cutting, it might already be part of the front run or not, which could be the issue, but hasn't really moved in a while. But it moved a lot in the quarter prior. But yeah, You're frustrated? Why are you telling me? I had this conversation with Bobrick yesterday. It would if gold is there. I care about the dollar. That's it. That's the thing I really think is one of the keys of this quarter, that we just look at gold and go look at the dollar. You see it? They haven't moved, but that is the real answer to this year. Because, bro, like, most people don't realize, did you move how you moved this year because of Trump? Or was it because of the dollar? Obviously, Trump was the reason, but, like, do you see what the dollar moved massively. You had a 10-15% move in a month. That's major currency. So, it's like, dude, we had a lot of instability on, like, the fundamental level, and that moved a lot, and then it just stopped moving, and then we stopped, and then we just melted up. So it's like, I'm sure once the dollar starts, if it ever did what we did at the beginning of the year, you'll really start to shake things up again. But if not, that's it. Like in gold and bonds, just notice that all of them calmed down after the dollar calmed down. That's not a coincidence. And that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people think it was about the story this year, but that story moved the fucking dollar, and that's a big impact. And that's why I'm like, now go look at the last 3 months. Dollar hasn't moved. Look at, you're almost pinned. And there you go. Everything has been relatively stable in that same 90 days. That's why whenever whatever gets the dollar moving again, then I think people are going to move again. But until then, I mean, you have a really weird range of stability. Or there's nothing's changing as much, or you've now accounted for it after the last couple of months. If when Cook leaves, Trump will have a majority. I keep yawning, bro. I need pro. That's crazy. But I don't know, man. The Fed. The terrible people. Terrible, terrible people. You know? A yawn, I know. I've yawned before. I have yawns programmed, but it's not. It just happens later. Not this early. No, I'm hungry. Protein, bro. I need protein. All bit. Low ticker is pretty active, even though you're moving up. You're gonna get your tech impact. I'd be hard pressed to say this, but you might want to wrap up your plays for the day. No, I'm not using creatine. All right. I want to do creatine when I lose a little bit more, but I need to get my like water up. That's the only scary part. If you don't drink a lot, you get headaches. And then I'm about to go on the box diet again. That's it. I'm about to go back to eating strict. TRT has been a life changer for me. Weren't you just talking me like emotional as fuck yesterday? I think you should get off the TRT, homie. I'm just fucking with you, but that's why I'm scared to put shit in my body, bro. But I do want to do the what's it called? I want to do the peptides. I really do. I called somebody to get them done, but then I saw it and I was like, there's some that you have to do every day. So like I can't go to a doctor every day for this shit. That's so whack. So yeah. No, you gotta learn how to do it, and I don't want to. Do it yourself. I'm not trying to, bro. Not trying to. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do any of that. No, yeah. Nope, I don't want any of it. I saw the video. I looked up 2 tutorials and I was like, you know, it's literally how I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Nope, I'm not. Yep, I can't. No, I'm not like retrutitide or not. I'm not going to do the GLP-1 peptides. There's like one for your shoulder. And then there's another one for like visceral fat. I guess that's a GLP-1. Fuck, I will be on Ozempic if I take it. No, is it what's it called? It's called like Tesla something. And it's like it gets rid of the visceral fat. But then now that I think about it, that is like a GLP-1. Fuck, I don't want to do a GLP. I want BCP 157. I want the shoulder shit, bro. Give me the ligament muscle shit. Yeah, son. The other one's, Tesamorelin. That's the other one I heard about, but I think that reminds me of Ozempic. Not a Tesla, no. Oh, Tesla. I think it's good for your stomach too, yeah, but that's why I liked it. I've been looking at them. But yeah, I can't do it every day, bro. Fuck that. I ain't trying to do all that. Oh. HSAI Flushing, only 20 cents, but it's kind of taking over the low ticker. Low ticker was the active one. A SPY just flipped, and now the low ticker got barely anything. I did check. It was the level. I don't know. I checked out the one. You guys sent me the Jocko one, but I was kind of disappointed. It has the same ingredients, bro. Like, you guys have to read the ingredients list. And it still has all the like chemicals and shit that are in the other ones. So I wasn't too impressed with it. I didn't see the levels. I don't know if that's the one, but I looked at the Jocko one and I wasn't impressed. I'm looking for a protein with like 3 ingredients. That's it. That's the otherwise everything else. If you start putting fucking casein and L-thionide and the fucking they had some other shit in there. They're just like, that's what all of them have. Yeah, even the Jocko one. I saw it and I looked at the ingredients and it wasn't like a simple ingredients list. It was like it still had everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm aware of that and you can't like get around it. That's why I always I deal with it. And I'm like, I know if there's really a real option with like 3-4 ingredients, I'll take it all day. But most of them, they have all the chemicals in it, sadly. You have to read the ingredients. Once you start getting past like 4 or 5, like, yeah, dude, you're fucked. And then if you don't know how to read an ingredient label, do you guys know it's ordered based by the size? Baidu Ripping, it's done that like 2 or 3 times today. That one's a little bigger though. But did you know that when you read ingredients on any food in America, I think universally, even in the world, but it's organized based on the contents. So the first ingredient, there's the most of it in there. No, not weight. I think it converts to weight via like calories or like how it burns, but it's based on the most of the content. So if water is number 1 ingredient, it has more water than anything. Probably 50% water. Then the next ingredient has less than the first ingredient. You get what I'm saying? So that's why, like, the chemicals come at the end usually, and that's fine, but it still has them in there. So that's why I'm saying you want to read the ingredients and you want, like, just simple. Anything with just like 3 or 4 ingredients is legit. And then it's just like, obviously some of them it'll be milk, water, and other stuff. Or they'll have like protein blend, but then they'll explain it. But then that should be the last one. If it's like legit. But I haven't seen one like that. Except for Europe. Yeah, the prime, that's what I was saying. So I compared the prime protein from Costco, compared it to the Jocko one. There's less ingredients in the Jocko one, but they still shared some of the chemicals. So there was like maybe 1 or 2 chemicals that Premier had that Jocko didn't. But I think it was negligible to the point of like it's the same shit. It has 5 ingredients. Grass-fed is on sale. Nice. Yeah, all right, I will look into that. Let's see. Do they have? Let me see. Can I look at the ingredients? Yeah, whey protein, vanilla extract, sea salt, stevia leaf, monk. Yeah, that's legit. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. That's how an ingredient list should look. Just that. Just 5 ingredients, nothing else. That's it. Like monk fruit extract, stevia, that's fake sugar. But yeah, there's extracts. Those still are kind of have chemicals, but nothing like. Let me show you the Jocko one. Where is it? Jocko. Does it say the ingredients, or I gotta go look at it? I gotta go to the website. Let me just protein ingredient. Why they make so hard to find? Yeah, okay, this is from the. Yeah, but like this is the. I went Couple things moving. AMED, but that was yesterday. It's a dollar stock. But yeah, look at this, bro. Like, what are you saying? Water, protein, calcium, caseinate, monk fruit, fermented cane, natural flavors, sea salt, locust bean gum, high oleic sunflower oil, cellulose gum, cellulose gel, sunflower lectin, sodium phosphate, gelin gum, potassium citrate, potassium salt, alkalized cocoa. Like that's just way more intense than like 3 ingredients. That's what I say. It's the same thing as Premier Protein. Once you start putting in anything, if you can't read it, or you sound like you trying to you reading like a Louis Vuitton logo, and you're like, but it's like, what is that? And that's how you know it's fucked. If you can't read it, it's fucked. That's how it is. I'm cool. I still eat it, but at least, you know, I'm just waiting for the good ones. Yo, SW? Didn't they had something the other day? That's popping pretty good. It's up 4. I don't know if you get, it's higher. It's way higher. That just moved 42 to 43.80. Oh, nice. You met the CEO of Costco? Duh, you'd be like, let me get some stock options. That's hype, bro. I didn't know they may have a new Costco in Vegas. I did not know about that. Yeah, bro. Yeah, pizza. Dude, I used to make pizzas back in college. The first time I discovered you could make a pizza, I was in college. Me and my roommate, we went and we bought pizza from Target and made it. It sounds really weird when I say it out loud. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you went to Target to buy pizza? No, I did. Yeah. New York Attorney General plans to appeal case against Trump. What? She said, I want to appeal the appeal. Intel stock is certainly being diluted. The, what's it called deal? The SoftBank one was dilutive, yes. They issued preferred shares, so it doesn't impact the stock the same way, but it was new preferred equity for upfront cash. So long story short, Intel, they did issue preferred share, but they're going to have $2 billion on the books by next quarter. They got paid for it. So, but yeah, but everything else we don't know. The SoftBank deal, though, with Masa, that was dilutive. Okay, if you go below, like I was telling you earlier, if we start getting into the 63, you got to go below 63.50, but it's really like 63.20. I think you get panicky. But if not, then yeah, it's just gonna be really boring. Sorry. And then, bro, I don't know if I did a good thing or not. Because, you know, I'm telling you, I need to release it today or something. So be on the lookout. But, you know, I was telling you how you need to have your expectations low for the meetup in the farm. Well, I posted a picture of the dungeon or the barracks. I posted it on my Instagram if you want to go check it out. I posted a picture of the bunk beds. And I was like, yeah, they got built. But I think I set the bar a little too low because a few of you commented and you were like, Josh, I don't know if I could sleep on that without a mattress. Alright, bro. So, like, listen, I don't want you to have high expectations, okay? There will be mattresses on the bunk beds. I got you, bro. I got you, okay? I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. All right? I'm gonna, but so listen, let me put it this way. If it's under a roof, like a real roof, I'll have a bed in it for you. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, if it's like a tent or something, I don't. But yeah. I don't know. I know. They were like, Josh. They're like, you might need to put a mattress. I'm like, I know. I was like, okay, I did want to set the bar low, but I didn't think you would think I would think that I could put y'all on a mattress or a bed with no mattress. I mean, unless you needed it, but that's crazy. When was the last time I had an adult sleepover? Adult sleepover makes it sound a little weird, but I pretty often, you know, like if I pull up somewhere to my friend's house, I'll just crash there if I don't have anything to do the next day or if it's not a weekday. But I don't know. I feel like trips, like me and my friends when we go places, like me and my boy, we went to Miami the other time. My girl will come too, but there's one. Where did I go? My girl didn't come with us, but me and my friends went. Well, me and my one friend. They're called guests. Just say you got a roommate. That's funny as hell. Nah, for real though. Just say, no, I know, I was messing with you. So I was like, what? But it's not. I like it. I think it'll be fun. We'll see. So yeah, this is what I got to figure out today. Because I'm going to send out the link to the stream alerts, but I'm kind of worried because I feel like if I send it to the stream alerts first, I would feel bad if they just took them all. Because we're only going to do 50 at a time. So I'm only going to have 50 slots available for it. And there will be heavy requirements. So don't buy it or don't try to get the sign up if you're not going to meet it. But I might do like 30 for the stream alerts or 40. And then we'll leave some for non-stream alerts. But then again, this is just the beta. So, this will be the test to see. If this turns out awful, I'm selling this shit. Okay? Do you guys understand? That's why. So that's why too. I hope we could do it right, but otherwise I'll go take my $1 million and go home, and just walk away. Elon, don't even get me. Thank you. Thanks some of you. Some of you that defended me. God bless you, man. Thank you. You know that? These mother effers. How you gonna make me be the bad guy when you have one of the richest men in the world on a constant basis promoting hentai? And you want me to be timid about it? Y'all are insane. You know that? You guys are crazy. So thanks some of you with with the decency and the wherewithal. Dude, what do you, he needs to really chill, bro. I'm sad. Because I even saw one of you guys say it. It's really weird, bro. And like, dude, there's people who like, bro, you don't want that on your feed. And now the fucking owner of the I can't get him off of my feed. And now this is what you have to fucking watch and see. And then let alone the confusion to the children and the other people. It's like, this is just like, I get it, man. Do whatever you want on your own time in all of this. But it doesn't even make sense. For someone worried about the end of society to the point of wanting to populize Mars and saying we need to have kids, you're literally promoting digital companionship to monetize it. So yeah, man. Like, what do you think is gonna happen to the youth of the world? I just said, well, look at what happened to his own son. You think I'm the bad guy? That's a warning. Look around. So no, I think it's terrible. I don't care who he is. I don't care what he has. That's it, because he clearly got something wrong. That's not it. So yeah, but I need to go get a protein. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get my food. We should set up Philo and go to Philo. I got a good one today, but I every day, bro, I'm gonna remind y'all, and let's go. And that's why too, if this don't vibe, bro, just move on. Fly away, brother, fly away. But if it does this vibe, bro, you need to take advantage of all of this in a good manner, in the right manner, and hopefully not only taking advantage of opportunity because you're attached to the world. You know what I'm saying? But you need to protect and be wise and live in your purpose. So yeah, I'll be right back.
I'll send it back. Savannah now back at CNBC HQ. Savannah, thank you very much. All right, coming up next, Josh Brown is ready with his best stocks in the market. He's got a new name on that list that's in the process of a big breakout. That reveal coming up right after this break.
In discussion. Earlier today, we spoke to Thoma Bravo's managing partner, Holden Spot. Take a listen.
We think this space of general human capital management is a great opportunity. We think it's a huge opportunity. They have a really ambitious AI roadmap. They're already selling some AI SKUs today, but there's a really ambitious roadmap for next year to roll out a bunch of AI agents. And we think we can just help them accelerate that path to basically an agentic AI human capital management software company.
And finally, I'm watching shares of Coty, the makeup retailer. They own popular brands like CoverGirl and also some high-end fragrance brands. Those shares tumbling right now. Biggest intraday drop since March 2020. They forecast steep sales declines and reported a wider than expected loss in the fourth quarter, reflecting maybe an uncertain consumer here, pulling back from spending on makeup and perfumes as the economic outlook stays uncertain. Scarlett.
All right, thank you so much, Bloomberg's Emily Grafeo. Now, staying with company news, a major deal for Boeing could be in the works. Bloomberg has learned that Boeing is moving closer toward a deal with China to sell up to 500 aircraft, according to people familiar with the matter. Here with more is Bloomberg's Sid Phillip. And Sid, put this into context for us, because Boeing hasn't done a lot of business with China of late.
Yeah, so Boeing last had its major deal with China back in 2017. And so it's almost been a decade since China ordered new Boeing aircraft. And for Boeing, this is a crucial market. China is one of the world's fastest growing aviation markets. And so for Boeing, it's important to have a seat at the table. It is important for them to be able to compete with Airbus. And it also for the Chinese airlines, they haven't really had any replacement of older Boeing aircraft, and they haven't had any more Boeing aircraft for growth. And so both sides need a deal to happen.
Both sides need a deal to happen. Does the U.S.-China trade deal need this deal to happen?
Absolutely. So this deal is crucial. This deal is a large part of it depends on actually whether China and the US can actually reach a deal and agree to some sort of framework for trade before, and this can be sort of the crowning glory of that deal. I mean, aircraft deals have been a large part of Donald Trump's diplomacy and trade efforts, and so a Boeing deal would be something that would be a massive win for both sides, essentially.
And you cover the aircraft industry. I mean, aircraft orders are a typical part of diplomacy and also a part of overall trade negotiations negotiations as well. So this would be part and parcel of that history, I guess.
Absolutely. And especially under this administration, I mean, aircraft deals, I mean, we had that large Qatar Airways order when Donald Trump went to visit Qatar. And we've seen the British Airways order tied to the UK agreement with the US. And so the aviation and aircraft orders have become a much larger part of trade negotiations. And this would be something that sort of carries on in the same vein, but obviously the scale of this would be massive.
Right, especially since there are really only two major plane makers in the world, right? You've got Airbus and you've got Boeing. But you mentioned in your reporting that the thing that might complicate matters is that there's a bit of a leadership void for Boeing in China. Walk us through what's going on there.
So Boeing's longtime head of the China unit has sort of, we understand, has departed. And so they've had to put in an interim leadership in place. And that sort of makes things more complicated because long-term leadership had more sort of rapport with the local authorities and essentially might have been able to get those deals. But at the same time, this is a very large order, and sort of this would sort of be beyond that personality sort of. It would be much sort of, I mean, the NDRC, which typically coordinates how Chinese airlines purchase aircraft, they would sort of be looking at how they could sort of get this deal across the line, and obviously Boeing's senior-most management will presumably be involved in any negotiations with the Chinese.
All right, Sid, really appreciate you joining us. Sid Phillip covering Boeing for us here at Bloomberg News. Boeing, of course, reportedly in talks to sell up to 500 jets to China. Coming up on Bloomberg Markets, we've got more on that rare profit miss at Walmart that is driving its shares lower today, now down more than 4.5%. This is Bloomberg.
Bloomberg. Hi. How are you, Chattadonia? How you feeling? Are you feeling blessed? A deal with Gilead and UNH? Well, they both got clapped. I think, well, Gilead got clapped by CVS today, not covering one of their drugs. So, I don't know. That rumor would either be out of necessity or just people making shit up. Because both of them are either getting clapped by CVS or they're not. I don't know if UNH is. UNH is getting clapped by Medicaid and Medicare. Well, that's interesting. Watch it, though. Guild already has activity. And then CVS is on the high, so maybe. And then Pinduoduo, another China one. I mean, you're kind of getting some movers here. I thought of China shit. But, yeah, man, we're still right at open. I know, man. I know. Feeling good. Feeling healthy, blessed, and low stressed. Amen. Are we gonna do chat open for this? No, man. I'm banning you again. You're supposed to still be banned. I didn't unban you. Why did you make a new account with your same name and now you're asking me to do things and change my will? So, brother, please no. Leave me alone. Thank you. It's very simple. I'm gonna do what I want to do, you guys. I don't know if you got it at this point. That's it. We gotta do what we got to. It's the gate is closed. You know, I think the Lord is closing in other ways, but at this point, no, that's it. Even this last month, it's again. There's a lot of money-making opportunities. We do good, and I see people act out because of it when these are our opportunities to advance. So, and they get focused on the wrong thing every time. So. You guys know where I stand on a lot of things, and I encourage action, and I want to see more of it, and that's it. We're not here to chat. If it's not easy, this is college. This is now college. The info is there. That's it. there's only a few A's out there, man. It's whoever's gonna work and get it. You gotta get it, and I'm expecting you all to do it. If not, I need to. Please I love you all, but if I don't do this, it will lead to further confusion. That's what I'm saying. I don't want any further confusion. I want it when all the dust settles, you will know where I stand. And you should already. But that way it's easy to have a good learning experience. So then that way, and that's what I'm saying. You don't like what I say, you disagree. I encourage you to go somewhere else and employ a different strategy and try it. And tell me what you come back with, or don't come back at all. Good luck. But you got to do that. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise we won't know. How will we know what really is the truth? So I encourage you to. And that's why I said it's at this point, the chat room, all of the changes, it's to highlight this, and it has. It really has. Release pressure. I encourage the non-believers. It does. That's what I'm saying. And if you could avoid the little cuts on the dumb decisions, mix it in with the comfort of the long term, it really is going to open up doors for you. So yeah. I was looking for the other one. Oh, I didn't set it up. Second biggest drop on Cracker Barrel? No way. I mean, people did freak out. What is it? Was it CRL or CBL? Cracker Barrel. CBRL. Yeah, most of it was still in the morning, though. I wish there was more follow-through. But yeah. Doesn't look that bad. No way. That's their second biggest drop? How? Dude, they didn't have any one bad day. I guess it was a culmination, except for COVID, but yeah. Do a barrel roll. I'm sorry. I needed to. I mean, yeah, I feel like they offended their target audience. It's a really dumb decision, bro, if you really think about it. You know, I had time to reflect on it this morning, but I made one comment on it in the morning, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think they really offended their target market there. And I think it's just kind of a dumb idea right there. That's just... their logo's the same. All they did was they took the white dude out. They took the old dude out. That's it. That's all they did. But, you know, people are viewing it like the Budweiser thing, and they're just like, they think it's like diversity, and then they're getting mad, and then they're like, well, we're not gonna eat there. So why we can't? So, yeah. I don't think it's a bad new one, but people are just mad because they got rid of the old dude, and then they think it's getting, they think it's because of DEI. They think the lady, the new CEO, is doing it to. I think she did say that though. She did say like she doesn't want it to have a connotation or stigma or something like that. So yeah, they removed the old man and the barrel from the Cracker Barrel logo. So that's what they chose to do. I don't know if I listen, I don't go to Cracker Barrel. I think I've been to Texas Roadhouse. I don't think I've ever been to Cracker Barrel in my life. So I'm not involved in this one. So yeah. So yeah, I guess you kind of have the opposite. That's a great point. So like, yeah, Sydney Sweeney was viewed as racist, and now getting rid of the old dude or the white dude in the logo is seen as DEI. So I don't know. You tell me. I've never been to Cracker Barrel. I don't know. I've never been in my life. I've had the Texas Roadhouse, the bread. I fuck with that. But I don't know. That would be like Texas Roadhouse just getting rid of Texas. I don't know. I think it's funny, bro. I think it's hilarious, actually. Especially considering the stock hasn't really moved besides that. It has came down, but it doesn't have like big one-day drops. Except for when they shut down the economy. Great Thanksgiving dinner sets. When you go to Ohio, go to Cracker Barrel. They have the best cornbread. Yeah, I've never been. You guys have told me about it, though. I've heard about it. It has a good... Apparently, it has a long history. That's it. They haven't changed their logo in like 47 or 50-something years. Can we hear her? I would love to hear her explain it. Let me see. Let's see if we could have her take on it. Cracker Barrel logo CEO. Where is she? I don't even think there's a... Everyone's just talking about it now, though. Hold on, let me see if I could find the conference call. When did they announce this? Because everyone started talking about it today, but I feel like this happened before. I think it was before today. That's why I think the reaction is delayed. That's what makes it even funnier. Yeah, it was this week. But they've been doing it over the last, like, year as they've been, what's it called? Yeah, the CEO, she didn't... So Cracker Barrel says, this isn't the CEO, but the company, they say it's now rooted even more closely to the iconic barrel shape, but there is no longer an actual barrel in the logo, as there was for decades. Is there anything else, Missy? How would you describe them? I want to sit in a setting that's welcome and nostalgic. Wrote another reference. There's been grumbles about it as well. So yeah, but this happened prior though. That's what I'm saying, though. This is kind of dumb. So, like, everyone's reacting to it today, but this isn't today. This was, like, earlier this week and arguably all throughout the year. So, sadly, I would hate to tell. It seems like a manufactured outrage, if you ask me. That's what I said. Let me pull up their conference call or something. Cause, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see, will this play? They're gonna make first name Cracker. Last name Barrel. Last name Barrel. Trump says I'm going out tonight in DC with the National Guard police. Email. They're making me sign up for their old conference call. So my name is Cracker, last name Barrel. Email the Cracker Barrel at gmail.com. Company Just Barrel Inc. I keep me logged in. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cracker Barrel Fiscal 2025 Third Quarter Conference Call.
This was in June.
All participants
They
will be
still
in
had the
listen-only
logo.
mode. Should you need assistance, please signal a conference specialist by pressing the star key followed by 0.
I can't forward.
After today's presentation, there will be an opportunity to ask questions.
Stupid.
To ask a question, you may press star and then 1 on your touch
Hey, hold
telephone.
on. Let me see
To
if I can
withdraw your
just
questions, you may press
search
star
the
and 2.
transcript.
Please also note today's event is being recorded. At this time, I'd like to turn the floor over to Adam Hannon, Director of Investor Relations. Sir, please go ahead.
You tagged me in the interview?
Good morning and welcome to Cracker Barrel's Third Quarter Fiscal 2025 Conference Call and Webcast.
I'm telling you, this is such a bro. This is such a boring. I don't think it was mentioned. Cause look, here is like a word chart from the transcript. This is like what they brought up the most on their call. And Jeff's last question came up a lot. And then new decadent s'mores brownies. I don't think they saw this coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything logo. I see great feedback. I see skillet in Jeff's last question. I've never seen that on a conference call. Like you, yeah, I see like EPS, revenue, like other things are like customer acquisition, not fucking new decadent s'mores brown. How did that come up that many times? Oh shit, dude. Okay, let me see what he said. He tagged me in the CEO one. Let me see. Let's see what we're working with. Oh shit, bro! This looked like the love child of Kathy Woods and Mark Cuban. And I know who they voted for, but this looked like Kathy Cuban. Kathy Cuban! Running Cracker Barrel!
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs,
And the
fireplace, vintage decor, it's all there.
All right. Okay, because that would be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker.
Honestly, the feedback's been over.
Yeah, bro, look, okay, spy. Trump on Russia, 2 weeks, we'll have to take another tact. We'll know in 2 weeks. Bad Russia news. That's why you're dropping. Watch oil. All Cracker Barrel aside. That's why you got two big reds, like I said. You know the levels if you dump. But oil's not reacting too much. It's already up a lot, but still. But yeah, Trump is making comments. Someone asked if he was live there earlier, and I don't think the word logo came up on their transcript, but they're already fucking with the AIs. I don't know. I want to show you guys, but I keep wanting letting motherfuckers fuck up. So, but AIs, like, some of them are fucked, dude. So, like, yeah, I told one of the AIs to go through it, and it's already, like, politically correct. It doesn't want to touch it. But yeah, I don't think they mentioned logo at all. But where is Trump? Someone said on the Newsmax. But yeah, that's why I'm saying some of these people don't realize it yet. But they're already like propaganda machines. What is it? What is it? The Donne, where are New Decadent S'mores. It sounds so good. Well, I'm trying to see if Trump's live, but I'm definitely getting Trump comments, and it just seems like bad Russia news. Let alone everyone's still kind of tweaky. But the market went down. Why it go down? It's okay, guys. It's okay. I remember high stakes ahead of Powell. Powell's tomorrow, not today, even though Jacksonhole does begin today. All right, brothers. Are you guys ready to philosophize? That's it. Have you made your choice? Have you made your decision for Christ? Have you made your decision for the cult, or are you still trying to play 50-50? I don't know. Some of you needed to... Do we got to go back to paid philo to help encourage a decision? Have you made your decision, Chadadonia? I have. I know where I stand. Do you know where you stand? That's important. It's for the future. So, brothers, I hope to see you there. But that is not my choice. Oh, wait. I set the video for 24 hours later. Please hold. I need to wait. Hold on. But we are going to go to philo. Bam. You make it. You roll with Big J. I'm not... I've rolled with Big J too, bro. And it's not me. Amen. 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 Woo! All right. So, Chadadonia, it is time to proceed. I hope your day is phenomenal. Okay? I really do. I hope you can make it phenomenal by making intentional choices, by going exactly where you want to go and focus on exactly what you want. That's how you do it, bro. So enjoy the rest of your day. But if you would like to come to philo, I'll see you there. I got a good one. Trump is talking somewhere. You might hear him soon. So, but yeah, that last candle, and now bonds are freaking out a little. But that's on the war comments. Just a little bit of cold water on the Putin piece. All right, baby. I'll see you there. Have a good one. Have a good one, brothers. Have a good one.